Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of The War for... All right. So, last session, our heroes, they have been traversing through a cave system underneath Lake Ustalak that led them to a gem and a statue. They also found out, once they had left the system of the cave, it was a place where Gadstock had been, and it was probably one of his hideouts. And you all found out that there was a creature around there as well. As you guys were leaving the cave system, Darminicus had seen something, an army making their way through. And as you guys traveled back all the way to Trostenwald, across the lake with Aldous, Ahab's brother, or excuse me, cousin. Pardon. And as you all continued back to Trostenwald, you had reached a city that is in complete, kind of like hangover,
disarray.
almost.
Disarray.
They're in a hangover, really. It's not really a disarray.
Shit-faced.
They're party mode, but as you all were traversing through the city, you had found you all had, or I think a few of you had seen a man that you all had came across before in Gadstock, a man named Amadeus. You saw him and his men kind of patrolling the streets, along with Frida Langer at his side. And as you all slipped by, continuing off into Elric's outpost, you all continue to talk to Elric about the plans of the city and to warn him of the attack. As you all have kind of like set up your roles or to try to figure out what to do, Elric had assigned men to block off kind of a square section of the courtyard in front of their outpost to make a more fortified outpost within the city, and to start and Elric informed you all that he was about to have a meeting with the rest of the lords about who shall have control of all the men and kind of such like this. And also to warn them of the impending attack that is coming in about 12 hours from now. So, as you all have prepared and are in the upper parts of the, let's say like that, like top floor of the barracks that are of the little outpost that Elric is in, a few of you have ran out into the city itself, I think. I just need to know who that would be first. Because I don't think everybody's all together at the moment, honestly.
I don't think anyone left, did they?
I think we're all still in the...
We're like about to split up.
Still in the tower, about to split up, yeah.
About to split up.
Excuse me, that must, in my head, I advanced it.
Sorry.
That's all right.
No worries.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are all in the same room. Elric is pretty nervous as he's getting ready. The meeting is about to happen in about 30 minutes.
Okay. Amari, if I may start, are we starting? Okay.
Sure.
Amari, he was previously. He's going to be like leaning against the windowsill, sort of. His like the front of his thighs pressed against it as he's almost like leaned out the window. But I remember Darminicus explicitly like grabbing him so he doesn't fall out the window. But he kind of leans back and switches and starts facing the group, and he kind of leans back towards the window once the room gets quiet. He says, so just as a note, I got extremely distracted just now, and I was not listening to anything you said. So can you guys just relay that information to me?
Perhaps somebody that knows Commonwealth, yes?
Well, right now we're just trying about developing on how to tackle this thing. Elric, you've already sent people out to make sure that the southern side is pretty clear to make sure that evacuations can go well, if it does need to happen. We can't get a lick in that room just because of Armadeus. So we're gonna send Sir Marcus in as a representative of the Menagerie Coast's forces that are moving up north to aid in the Empire's fight in Ashgard Keep. My only concern right now is figuring out if Elric were to tell them about the impending doom, where he got this information from. Because they're all going to start wondering how. It can't
Yes.
be us.
It is my opinion that does not matter. You can say as much as you
Well,
want.
it's
Armadeus will know
interesting
where
to
you
say.
are.
It's interesting to say. You said where is this information from? I've noticed that we've been a group for some time. Should we not perhaps give for ourselves a name? So that way we are more identifiable.
Hmm.
I assume we're going to run for quite some time anyway. So it might be best if we have something that we can put on documents as well.
True, I suppose, but I prefer being discreet. With a half smile.
We can call ourselves the Bearers of Light.
That was quick.
Amari looks over towards Marcus.
They just turns their head sideways, like really stares at him.
The Bearers of Light, you say?
So Mark is just like looking at everybody.
We have bigger things to worry about than a fucking name.
Okay,
Perhaps some other time then.
sure.
But,
Maybe this event will define us at some point.
perhaps.
Amari kind of like takes his hand, the back of his hand, just like hits the side of Darmanicus's arm. Ah, that's a good idea. Okay, perhaps he's all right. Regardless, we need to figure out a way to get the city to the south. They're going to the Wuyun gates, or the Wayun, whatever. So we need to figure out the best strategy for that.
Sorry, are they within the town, or is by gates do you mean more of a checkpoint military?
The Wayun gates, or the passage that we took out of Nicodranis, that was the checkpoint.
Oh,
The one we got stopped and attacked at.
Correct.
right.
We had to leave. But apparently the city, the denizens are going to head to the south. So that is an issue because if we're going to escort them, they also need the military to take them,
Yes,
which we don't have.
yes. We also need somebody to convince them that this is serious, somebody with authority. I am not that, so I will focus on defending the town, but shakes his head, looking around at the others.
Or he kind of like reaches up and scratches the top of his head.
By the way, who is coming to the meeting?
I believe you're taking on an adventure by yourself, friend.
No, I mean,
Look, Armad,
what houses are coming? What families?
Oh, it's a good question. I'm not sure about
Clover.
all of the families that are in the town.
The Von Brandts are coming, the Bombacks, and the Dusseldorfs, or I forget how you say it. Yeah, I think that's how it is. Hold on.
And they have men, right?
So,
Aye,
perhaps-
they do. I'd have to say, the Bombacks have the most men.
Excellent.
They are aligned with Langer. They sponsor her. They're her main sponsors, anyway.
Yes.
Wait, the woman outside?
one who got everybody drunk in preparation for this.
Then there might be-
Frida Langer. Which also brings me to another point. Because of our curiosity with these people that are so-called sabotaging the town, there is an interesting to note. What if they continue to do this throughout the attack, or are they simply doing this for notoriety, for their own gain?
They probably will. Should be keeping an eye on them.
Right. That's what I'm assuming.
It's a Hustledorf family. Sorry, the Hustledorfs.
I do have a tea. I could, that's a liquor people are drinking. Perhaps we could put it to use. That is my plan. I will find barrel and put on top of roof in order to push it down into possibly square of some kind where we can get enemies bunched up and then set it on fire. But
So-
that is my plan anyway. But for that I will need hands, and I'm not sure where I am going to get this.
Elric, where's this place going to be at? Where's this meeting?
I invited them here, so it'll happen here.
This
Heck.
building.
So
Oh shit, we gotta get out of here then.
They're probably on their way now. It is a good idea, Dorman, because I think maybe we should vacate.
Um,
We should move our cart into the fortified area. The last thing we need is our
Yes.
transportation
Yes.
and also our food supply.
Out of character, I remember that the Watchmaster already began the evacuation, getting the area set up.
yeah.
So there are already men out there doing a lot of work.
Yes, there is a lot of work being done. There is you can see that they're kind of setting up this square area almost here. I will show you guys a quick little thing. Bear with me here. It's kind of not exactly what I'd wished, but it'll still work.
well,
They'll set it up because, like I said, it's gonna parts or not two parts. But, you guys will see. Sorry.
well, it's happy to see that the guards are both D and D, both drunk and diligent. So
That was actually funny.
Order.
I don't see a thing.
I'm gonna zoom out.
It's all black. I assume that's a purpose, though.
I'm seeing. Black. Acid date.
Awesome.
Oh, great.
Where are we looking?
Oh,
That's-
Red says his PC crashed or
Oh
something.
no!
Oh,
Just immediately.
Wow. Alright.
That's impressive.
Is it like blue screen? What happened?
Yeah, you can literally see the blue sky just blue screened. Imagine.
Oh god.
You look up to the air, the appears, noise happens, and white text appears in the blue sky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute the voice. for now.
If you want. Okay. While Red is sort of setting up around him. So, all right. So before you even do that, we have a little bit of time. If the Nulls and Norks and all that stuff's coming from the north, coming from the side, what are we going to be doing?
I fear that we're going to be surrounded. We need to be able to protect all sides.
I think if we set up traps and barricades, we can funnel them into specific locations.
Yes,
That's a very good idea.
this
If
is
we
my
were,
thought.
if we were to funnel them, can we use the lake as a wall? If they fall in the water, they have to swim. So
The lake
they won't
is
stay dry.
Far away.
quite far.
It is on one specific edge of the town. Yes.
It took like a half an hour to walk to the lake, something like that.
It is? I thought it was on.
No, it's close, but it's not directly part of it.
Okay.
From what I recall,
If it's possible, then we should use fire.
I was thinking. Wait, is the sound off?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right. So I was thinking we could create barricades. I believe Nohon brought up the idea of using the alcohol laying around to create explosives and fire.
Yes.
Good.
Like liquor, a very high amount of it set on fire. It creates
Excellent.
lots of it.
Because then the soldiers will not be able to drink it.
I could also if I could get enough water on the ground, I could possibly shoot my electrified arrows in.
Hold on.
Which is also
Nahoon. If we're talking about asking the families of the liquor business to give up their goods for a fight, they need to be compensated at some point.
I mean, it was just laying around. They are giving it away.
correct.
That's true.
I think it's
And given
still
that
just.
And given that everybody is drunk, I do not see many people getting out of it. We just have.
It was just yesterday they tried to give us a cake, an entire cake.
Yes.
Besides, they don't use their resources to defend what else they have left. They will have nothing left.
That's a good point.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Not many sees that way, but still, same here.
If there is enough scrap around, I think we could create some makeshift spike barricade.
Blocks and spikes would be best. I will be watching from rooftops, perhaps raining down crossbows, and I just kind of look out the window, kind of like scanning the edges of rooftops. Yes, I think that would work. I will just touches as well. If people know how to use a crossbow, perhaps they can arm themselves and stay on the rooftops, kind of stay out of the fight and shoot downward off the rooftops.
What about our magical options? Are there any sort of spells that could help in this sort of situation? Looks to Amari and Mayet and Dominicus.
I do have a few things in mind. One is very expensive. It could kill all of us in the area.
What?
But it will work if we funnel them into
Explain.
something. Basically, it's a giant rune trap that when comes close to it, we make the whole area, or turn into a fire whirlpool of death, or flood and drown them, or just incinerate them. It's
Sound dangerous.
very, very dangerous.
I like
How close do you have to be to set it?
I don't have to be near it at all. That's the best part.
Does it take long to set up? And how expensive are you talking about?
I'm going to need a lot of diamonds.
Wait. What about
Roughly
the
200
part?
gold worth.
What about the part where we all die?
Well, if we're in the area, we all die. Just have to not be there when whatever triggers it steps.
How big is the area? Although this is kind of a does not matter if we cannot acquire these diamonds, which I do not think a town like this would have.
Very unlikely to find, yes.
I know it's Ward.
As long as you don't raise the dead.
No.
I was looking straight at my head. I mean it.
No.
Any other options? Amari?
Amari?
Mari's just he's sitting there with his chin like placed on top of the back of his hand, and he's just kind of staring at for snaps. Well, I could perhaps use the spell that I used before in the barricade. That could help if we want to funnel them into a location and defend ourselves from arrows or something.
Yes, what we call
Could also set it up so they're not able to come at us, because only we're able to step through it. Only people that I allow. So I could let us and whoever else through, but not the enemies. So we could use it to sort of funnel people.
You could also use it to cut off their forces, allow some in, and then summon the barricade before more can cross. They'll be split apart.
Exactly.
How much times can you use that?
He holds up 3 fingers.
Okay.
But that also reduces other spells that I might be able to cast as well, such as my spell where I make people bigger or smaller, or the one where I'm able to shoot out 3 rays of fire.
Fire might come in handy.
I agree.
Perhaps. I'm not sure I can cover the setting things on fire part despite my bloodline. Not quite.
The alcohol fireball bombs could. I think you could use those.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's just going to be difficult. I think most of our traps and defenses should be set up practically rather than magically, but I will do what I can to protect the fortresses that we have.
Well, I do have torches if I need to, but I prefer that somebody else do it. That can be better used elsewhere, I think.
Did we know if the town had like a gate or something like central funnel?
I believe there's a few different gates around the edge.
Sure, there are. Yeah.
Now.
I think part of what the army is. I think part of what the army is expecting is a town that is lulled into just unconscious.
I say it's a 20-foot radius sphere of explosives.
That's not very.
Not very big.
Especially because it's like a one and done thing. It won't continue.
That rune. But I mean, it's not bad.
No, it'd be good for getting rid of, but like we would have to maximize the amount of things we could get.
Like Beacon of Hope would probably be a lot better.
I'm thinking what we could do. Oh, I'll say this.
Terminicus, do you have spike growth?
No, I do not.
Damn.
Out of character, no, I do not.
Perhaps I have an idea. Maybe what we could do is we could set up the fences, perhaps an alley or a square or something where they have to come in towards us, or just a general open area where they have to run through.
That's my plan. Funnel them into a kill zone.
Right, but we could also set it up so we can split them off. For example, we could use. Oh fuck, that's pretty. For example, we could use a location and make like a line of fire somewhere. So when enough troops cross the threshold, we set it on fire and cut off the rest, and then hack down the ones that are on our side. And then once the fire comes down, then we can engage the rest.
Have you done this before, Amari?
No, I was just thinking about it. If we're looking at defenses and the best way to dispatch units efficiently, then I think that could work.
It's just shame we cannot set the forest on fire.
Amari's cheeks like kind of heat up at that. I did not mean to.
Why would you set the forest on fire?
I didn't mean to. I did not mean to start.
You set a fire.
Split up.
It just happened. I didn't mean to. It just happened.
We were ambushed by about a dozen assassins, and it was quite effective at splitting.
You know,
That's what I mean
I
also.
never thought I would hear you make a joke.
But it definitely it worked. So I'm just saying, perhaps we could do the same thing here, but we could control it a little better. Maybe we could do for example, take alcohol and soak a rope with it and line it across the road in multiple locations where we want the funnel to happen, and for mud funnels, and then we could set them ablaze, and there we go. It cuts off as a line, at least for a little bit.
Just
It
enough so
depends
we
on
can cut
the
them down.
street and how they make it, because if they have lines in them, then perhaps we do not even need the rope.
That's also true, but I'm just saying, it's an idea. I think that it could
Mhm.
work in helping split the forces of the enemy.
The alcohol will burn up pretty quickly.
That's also true. Perhaps we could use I don't know.
Okay, so I don't mean to interrupt, but I just want to let you all know that this gold right here is the outpost, like building.
We
that
don't
you guys
see
are
anything.
Itself.
Oh yeah, bottom
Oh,
left.
Scroll
there we
down.
are.
There's
Okay,
a small glim.
everything's
gold.
blurry.
Sorry,
What gold?
Oh, Jesus.
it's all blurry.
Everything's blurry.
Oh,
You
I
gotta
see.
zoom way out.
Looks good for me.
It might
looks-
take a second. I'm just
Looks
gonna.
clear on my end.
Yep, there you go.
Gold thing you talking about?
I think this thing. If you guys can see this.
Yes, sir.
So that is the outpost building that you guys are in
Here
itself.
we go. Oh, that's good.
These are palisades right here that they're setting up, and here, and here. And it's like the kind of like center courtyard that you're looking at. And there's an area over here that they are thinking of blocking off as well,
There
because
we
it
are.
can funnel through.
Perfect.
Question, Red. You brought up how many gates does Trostenwald have?
No gates. There's no walls.
There's no walls.
No
Oh,
walls. It's all just like a city, like an urban kind of like stretched out city. There's some farmland, like houses
Sure.
that are spread out, and then it comes toward a kind of condensed group of housing. But they're setting up walls themselves around these houses, kind of using the houses in between as walls themselves. This is the only way that they're able to do it. They have a little walled defensive area. There's one gate, I'd say, into the outpost, and that is like where you guys have entered, and that is the only place.
well, that just made things a lot harder.
Well, the outpost
Speaking-
that could be our checkpoint.
Speaking of which,
The final snack.
Red,
Yes.
are there any flat roofs, or are they all slanted with shingles?
There's some flat roofs. They're not all slanted like this. Like some
Okay.
sections, it goes for like a third story that goes like a little flat on top.
Cool.
But they're not all super steep either. Like you can get, it's pretty easy to get on them, I think.
Yeah. Alrighty. I have my plan, but I'll leave it for once everybody else.
And this is how I was thinking of it. Everybody's gonna, if they have an idea, to come up with some sort of defense plan, then that'll contribute to the starting modifier that you guys have for the D20 die.
Oh, we're doing that. Okay.
And then after that, during the actual fight, that is like when you guys can like choose something personalized of you, either like spells or maybe tactics within it that you can kind of maneuver with other soldiers. You'll kind of see. Then that kind of adds on to the modifier that you guys have going on, and then we'll roll that once, and then we'll roll against the die that I have, and that'll be it for that. And then you guys will have a little battle, but
Got it.
a little thing after that. But you'll see. I just wanted to break that down for you guys and kind of like give you a heads up.
Watchmaster, by the way, I think I will be on the rooftops taking out what I may, but I do not think I have enough bolts for that. Could I perhaps get some from whatever armor you might have.
You said bolts? Sorry.
Well, it's yes, crossbow.
Elric looks over. You should be able to go outside. There'd be a few men that'll have something, maybe.
All right, this is all I need.
Elric.
Oh.
Also,
How
many horses do you have
not
on
many.
reserve?
Reserve?
Right.
Probably about 100, 200.
How much are you gonna push that on evacuation?
I was thinking all of it. If we can all stay in the walls, but what were you thinking?
Look, I don't know how smart Gadstock is, but if he first sends a force one time, sees a little distance, he may have a reserve force to try to cut us off on the eastern end, or anything like that. I'll want to match that force with a greater force. Something that he doesn't see at front.
I think sending the civilians out of here would be a suicide mission. That might
Also,
be the plan.
It's interesting knowing that he's going to come from the north, when clearly our only escape route to safety is to the south. Because I don't know why they would head up to Oldfield, because there's not much of a resistance there, and that city's all but destroyed as well. The town itself is all but destroyed, so he probably knows that we're going to send people to the south. So I figure he's most likely going to route the forest that way as well to kill off civilians. It
Yes.
just seems very dangerous for all of us. I don't know how much forests he has, and there's just too many places to protect.
We do
What
not.
do you suggest we do?
I think losing the civilians means losing the fight. They manage to kill all the civilians, they would just leave.
I honestly don't think that we can send the civilians out of the city. We're going to have to keep them here.
Do you have
Is
underground
there a
tunnels or something?
place?
What?
He looks at Eric. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, Elric, what did you say?
Do you have
Sorry.
tunnels? We can send the civilians down to tunnels or something.
Doesn't matter if they go anywhere, but they could just go down there for the time being for safety.
Exactly. It's out of harm's way.
That might work. There's
Oh.
a few places that they can hide under. A few businesses that still have the tunnels.
Keep in mind that Gadstock's forces were using the tunnels under the lighthouse, so he might be.
That's
That's
true,
probably-
but if we have a tunnel that we know where it is, then we can use that to protect him. Is what I'm saying. Like, if we know that there's only one entrance to that tunnel and there's no other ways to get there, then we have a place to defend.
It's a
But
forced
like I said,
funnel.
all right, we cannot send the civilians out of the city because I assume he's going to assume that. And if
Amari
we
is
kill him
right.
here, then we at least have a chance to protect him. And if we can't, then we can't. Then everyone's dead.
Amari
Is
is
there
right
any
about that.
building large enough to hold the whole population? Although I worry that is just begging for that building to be set on fire.
There's no place I can keep about.
They did use flaming arrows.
There's almost 10,000 people here.
There
It's just
was-
hard to move. The only way that it's just hard to hide as well. I can get some people into the city and some can leave.
That just seems very chosen. I don't think the civilians would be happy.
No, they will not. Besides, if
Well,
the battle is
go
about the
ahead.
civilians here. If we lose the civilians,
Right,
we lost it.
we could perhaps relinquish the women and children, put them somewhere, and make the men fight. Obviously, the forces here are lacking when it comes to town guard, so we could hopefully arm them with something and have a somewhat of a force. Obviously, it wouldn't be anything that I would call an army or a military, but it's something.
God. You'd have to convince the people like that.
Precisely. That is,
I can't convince anybody.
It's because you're weak. I will do it. The convincing.
Do
It's not just him. It's not just him.
Lesia
It's the entire.
Lesia just kind of looks at Amari with like a raised eyebrow, like you would send Lesia to not.
Perhaps I think we would have better chances if we ask who wishes to fight. You will find a few raised hands, I think, willing to defend their home.
I believe men
People
will have more
will rally.
courage if they are defending their families. Yes.
In that case, perhaps not intimidation, but questioning. would be-
How many could you perhaps get in the tunnel safely?
I can get about 2,000 people.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Is some, but not enough.
Not even close.
What else do we? Is there like
Perhaps
cellars somewhere?
Yes, the basements. Like
There's this outpost. Could fit everybody in the keep. Almost about another 2,000 people. But this,
I think their best chances is simply going in the roads.
Yeah, we're gonna use this keep. Gonna stock as many people here as possible.
I only have about maybe 100 men. That is it. Oh, God.
Well, that's fact.
Well,
No point in getting crazy about it. We will
That's-
ask the people whether they want to fight, and those that will.
I don't
and,
think-
and the,
I don't think you remember Nohon, but half the town was drunk off their ass last night.
True.
I assume some of them were still asleep outside. Don't know what we were supposed to do. Don't even know. Or just
The-
reaches his hand up and like rubs his temple.
the man from Shady Creek Run, he said he had men that he can help me with. What if I go to him?
Stefano. The Stefano.
De Stefano had men, he said. He had
Right.
men here.
He's also crooked. He'll probably ask you for funds.
He
Or more.
He asked for a favor, but he said that I'd have to have another meeting with him to find out what that is.
no, absolutely not. That man is fat.
But he has men.
May have been, but he's also going to jeep you out of something. If you ask him for something, he has the leverage.
Yes,
They're
men,
going to have
men
to
like
do
that will.
whatever he wants.
Men like that will
I
always take
see.
advantage.
Make
Yes,
a persuasion roll.
but I think that. I think if we lose this, if people die, if town is destroyed and taken over, nobody has anything to take or to give. With his men, we have better chances.
Why are we even defending the city then? Perhaps we should just take everybody in the forests we have and retreat. Protect
Perhaps.
the civilians while we guide them to the Wuyun gates.
That's right.
Honestly, if there is nothing else here, then we need to just leave.
we spearhead our way through whatever is south of us. I don't know if there is anything, but we can spearhead our way through and push.
We could have the forests. We could have the forests to protect the way to the south, and have the civilians walk that way. And if they want to run rampant to the city, well, what are they going to gain?
Wait.
That is-
This
that-
is not an option. Have you ever
How is
tried
it
to
not
run?
an option? We're
Here's
trying to save the civilians.
Have you tried to run with civilians out in the open?
We're not going to run with them. We're going to send them that direction and deploy foresters down the south, so that way we can defend them from the routes that they could get attacked from. Is what
But
the-
we have so few men to do that.
But we have all of these other men as well. The ones that come from the other places, the Stefano and Armadeus, whoever else is here as well. We have men.
Perhaps
don't
we
know.
should wait until what happens in the meeting before we make any deal. We do not
So
know what the
we need
other.
to have
Agreed.
an idea that we have something that Morakis can talk about, something that he can deploy as an idea. You know, maybe they'll latch onto it. I don't know.
The people's
I-
will decide their fate.
I think
It's
it's
their will.
foolish. I personally think that it's foolish if we were to sit in this town with a city that can barely hold however many it has already, and trying to defend it. There's no way we'd be able to save people. The best route of action is to retreat the civilians and defend them as they go, or
There
just
is
cut off
no
the
way we
routes.
can defend that many people at once.
You will
10,000 people with hardly a military force in the city, and the only people that protected is crooked folks. It's just not going to work.
Then we have to protect it without the crooked folks. To show them that they are not holding the city. This is what we're doing here. If we ask them for help, they will control the city afterward. And who knows, maybe they're even working with them. So
They
they
most
can get
likely
their
are,
deal
to
in.
be honest.
And
I
if
have
we
a
fail and
small
die,
suspicion that Fred the Langler and this other man, Amadeus, is
Hmm.
working together, obviously.
they
were
work
doing something
together.
to point
Yes.
right. So it just seems weird. I mean, the best course of action is getting what we have, what we can, and retreating the people and just covering the route.
I
I
will
think
keep
this
that
is
as
a
an
lost cause.
I will keep it as an option, but it is. We're gonna lose a lot of them. They will be out in the open. They won't be able to run like soldiers. It's gonna be a
Well,
I think
slaughter.
you also
It's either
underestimate how many
make a-
people would be willing to leave other things behind to burn.
That is also
Also-
true.
True, but it's the life or the belongings.
People
right?
do
So
not
it's-
think like that. They have spent whole life gathering what they have here. They will not leave
Certainly.
it quickly.
I don't know about you, Mr. Marcus, but if someone came to me and said either you have to leave the city and lose all your stuff or your life, I would leave the city.
We witnessed someone try to run into a burning building to get some minor items while his family was in danger. I think
Yeah.
you know how irrational people can be.
Sir Marcus turns his head towards Amari. You will be surprised, Amari.
It's absolutely foolish. I don't
Well-
know why people are so stupid. Goddamn.
We have to listen to the people and what they're willing to do.
No.
All we can do is just make a plan.
People
based on
make
what
foolish decisions. And they put their life and their children's life in danger. This is what people do. That's why we must take the decisions for them.
But we can't take a step in there.
We can. We will. The help of all the soldiers. And hopefully, the houses. We will be able to do it. Because if we defend the city, then we can show the crooked people here that their plan is not viable anymore.
And Marcus, what if we fail? What do we do then?
Sorry?
What if we fail? What do we do then?
Then the city will burn. And everybody in it will die.
On drugs. I think Lucia is right in a way. We should wait until the meeting is concluded until we make it.
This is right. Let's see what we have.
For the time being, I'm going to go stack kegs of alcohol on top of rooftops.
Elric, is there a place someone can hire? No. Marcus, I have full trust in you of telling us what the heck's happening in this room. You too, Eric, and I point at him.
Dominicus,
Albert just
Yeah.
nervously nods.
Sorry.
do you have any experience making traps?
Yeah, small hunting traps, but they can be adapted to larger sense.
How many do you think you could make in 12 hours?
Well, if I get some people together, can I? I don't know how to estimate that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna say a lot. If I get the people, I could do alleys and stuff.
Then take the people
we'll
you
figure
need.
that out later.
What
Yeah.
about the barricades?
Elric just looks over. Just ask one of the soldiers out there, maybe. Ask one of the guardsmen. Guardsman Tom. He's one of the ones run things around the defenses.
The more we can slow them down and inconvenience them, the better.
Elric just gives a nod. Well, I think they might be here in just a bit. And he kind of looks out the window. Shit! They're outside.
Oh,
You all should
fuck.
leave.
Hmm.
Unless you
back
want to
door?
be seen. Don't go over here. He just kind of goes over, opens this latch, kind of leads down to this like second level, because like he's on the third level. The second level leads to like the palisades and like the kind of walls of the little outpost itself. It's not a huge outpost. It's like just a little square within like the center of not in the center, but like the center of the wall is a watchtower.
They brought
Sorry.
The gnolls are
here.
already. The gnolls are arrived.
Will we be still in the building, or is this a way out? Elric.
You'll be in the building. It's just a way out of the like this little penthouse section.
Let's wait for them to pass by and then we just go. Easy enough.
But do we even know that Amadeus is going to be here?
Yes.
You'll be able to. Oh, sorry.
Amadeus is a man of information. He wants to hear everything. He wants to know what's going on.
But why
He'll be there.
what if I don't allow him access?
We'd start a fight.
He's a guest of Frida. I do not think you have the means to deny that, considering the power she holds in this.
Very well. Then I should hear what he has to say as well.
All right.
This would be fun.
You stay here, Marcus. All right.
All right. Good luck out there.
We should definitely have access to water in case the fire arrows are used heavily, which I imagine.
They attack a town. Yes, I think so.
I plan to use some of the water myself to create some.
All right, so let's just get out of here and we will discuss as we go.
Be sure to make those fire bombs.
Yes.
Use them from the roofs.
We'll quickly do the meeting, and then afterward we'll do all this strategical stuff you guys want.
All right.
So that even Marcus has to do stuff too.
Mhm.
So, as everybody goes down under the hatch into like this other storage room with weapons and armor and other garments and such, you all are able to spread out onto the walls and move around the outpost. As you all see, a few lords, probably about like 5 of them, walk inside, and Langer and Armadeus walk in with a few men. And going up to Marcus's view, Marcus, you see the first person that enters is this big man with a wide big barrel chest, with a big kind of like very, very well trimmed but very bushy beard that's all black, and he has jet black hair, and he just has like this like stern kind of stout face, but he's very tall. He looks strong as an ox as he just kind of like walks his way over. Ah, Elric! And just kind of walks over and gives him a handshake. Yes, Mr. Don Von Brent. Meet Sir Marcus, emissary from the Menagerie Coast.
So Marcus reaches his hands out. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Hey! And he just like extends his big meaty paws as like he's probably about like 6'3", 6'4".
So Marcus gives him like a firm handshake to show that he has strength. You know?
It's still a little tough with how wide his palms are, but like he's like, you got a firm handshake, lad. Yes.
Appreciate it, Lord. Please.
So, what brings you all the way up here to the north? And he just kind of like puts his arms on the side of his hips.
An urgent matter, sir.
He looks like he wants all of your attention. He looks like he wants everybody's attention.
An urgent matter we should discuss in a minute. But I assure you, it
yes,
will be worth your time.
Do you have, Elric, anything to drink? Yes, sir. Yes. Why didn't I think of that? He just kind of like nervously rushes over and sets out a few decanters full of liquor and everything kind of onto this bar table next to the main entryway.
So
And
Marcus
like a
looks.
few other. Oh, sorry.
So Marcus looks at the big guy and is like, "Please, sir, welcome." And he points to a. Is that like a table or something behind us? How is it?
There's just a few chairs. There's no table. Everything's just kind of like set up around like the lounge area for everybody to sit around and look at each other.
Please, my lord, have a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Make yourself comfortable.
He takes a seat and takes a glass as well. Another lord that walked in is a very like skinny man with glasses and kind of a long coat, all black. And he has this large kind of like he almost looks like what's his name from the Toad, not the Toad, crap, what's it called? Ichabod Strange. He almost looks like Ichabod, I'd have to say. And he kind of walks over, but he has these very strange eyebrows that just pierce almost. And as he walks over, he just kind of takes this little bow and shakes Elric's hand. Lord Stormbringer. Who might your friend be? This is Sir Marcus, Lord Bombach. Pleasure.
So Marcus is
like
holding
his hand.
Yeah, he's holding like eye contact with him. Pleasure to meet you, Lord. Welcome.
He grabs her hand and he kisses it, and he's like,
Okay. Oh, please have a seat. So Marcus just throws his hand back.
He walks kind of like slowly over to the seat and just kind of slinks over. It's kind of have like this Jack Skellington kind of like length or lankiness to him.
So Marcus looks slowly at Eric, like, what? That's.
I forgot to say he's a little strange.
Little. You're doing good. You're doing great, Eric. Stay confident.
You can see he is sweating. Like he looks at you kind of enthusiastically. Am I? All right. Okay. All right.
Stay confident.
I wipes his forehead. And the last lord to enter, you see this kind of like very strong looking man who's probably about like 5'8", long blonde hair and a blonde beard, kind of like this jovial voice. Elric, good to meet you. And who is your friend here? This is Lord Marcus. Lord Marcus meet Sir Eric von Hasseldorf.
So Marcus extends his arm. Pleasure to meet you, my lord.
Pleasure.
Thank you for coming.
Where can I get a damn drink? Over there, sir. Over there. He just kind of like rushes over. And then there's two little noble minor lords that just kind of walk over, and their names are the first one is hold on, crap, I wrote it down right here. The other is the first one is Coughseth. Coughseth, sorry. Who's this kind of like oldish, very old man. Both of these gentlemen are very old. The other one's Kosif, and the other one's von Steimer. these two gentlemen are like pretty old men. They almost look like the gentlemen from the Muppets that kind of stick together. The older men.
Statler and Waldorf.
One like just has no beard and has no mustache. The other does, and like they both look very angry as they kind of walk up. And you couldn't get a word out because they just started arguing with each other instantly. Just one going, "Yeah, you just cut off your beard, so now you're unhappy and everything, and your wife hates you. Shut up, you old man. You lost a game at cards last night." Just like random stuff is going on. You guys have no idea what's happening.
So Marcus is gonna be like,
They don't even stop. They just continue. Yeah, well, you never even seen the day of light. You never even seen anything like that. You never seen the ocean or anything wonderful like I have. You never lived.
so Marcus is now pushes, gives Eric a slight tiny elbow, like to interfere.
The guy's like, I've lived in your mother's asshole, you fucker. I know how it is. It's like the other man just like just runs off. And the man with the mustache is just looking at you. Sorry about that, fella. The old bastard's just a cheeky fella.
It's alright, my lord. We all have our arguments.
Ah,
The name is Sir Marcus Locke.
Kosef.
And Sir Marcus extends his arm. I'm an emissary of the Menagerie Coast. Pleasure to meet you.
No wonder you look so uppity. Just like doesn't even shake your hand. He just walks over and sits down.
That the
Elric
last of
just
them?
Elric looks over. I don't like those guys, and that should be the last, except for points over to Frida, who is walking over, and she has long flowing red hair that is just kind of like almost seems to flow in like an unnatural way as Armadeus kind of towers over behind her.
How old is
And when-
this woman again?
She's about, let's see, probably late 20s. And you can, when you see Armadeus, he seems to be about in his 30s. But when you see him, you see this man that has just these very strange, kind of bluish grayish eyes that seem to stare into you. As soon as he enters, he just kind of looks at you and kind of eyes around everything else.
So Marcus is holding eye contact.
After Armadeus kind of finishes looking around the room, he looks at you, notices you looking at him, starts making his way over. He kind of like it makes an impact every time he's walking almost, because it's kind of weird how huge he is. And he walks to you next to Frida. Frida just extends her arm to Elric. Zala, I'm glad we had this meeting finally. It has been a while. There's other things to discuss, but we'll get to it in just a moment. Just take a seat, ma'am. There's drinks over here. With pleasure. And who is your friend here? Have I met you before?
I believe not, madam. It's a pleasure to meet you. He makes a slight bow. It's an honor.
Frida Lange.
Sir Marcus Locke.
And as soon as you say your name, Armadeus just goes, Sir Marcus Locke. So, You come from the Menagerie Coast, you say?
You're well informed. Yes, I am. And your name, sir?
Armadeus.
Pleasure to meet you, Amadeus.
So, tell me, what is a member of the Menagerie Coast doing all the way up here?
We should get to that, sir. I assure you it's an urgent matter. Please, join us.
Kind of like tilts his head back up, still eyeing you down, and then continues over with Frida to a table, or 2 chairs, and they sit down. Looking at everybody now, looking at Elric and you. And Elric is just kind of like, now he's gonna roll to see how well he's gonna do.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Advantage because of Marcus, maybe? I don't know.
Please.
It's all the help you can get.
Elric starts to he's like, he takes a shot. Everyone, yeah, everyone,
So Marcus,
everyone.
So Marcus turns his head slowly towards him, looking at his eye, looking at him.
We're under attack. And like the rest of the lords just kind of look at him, very confused.
Lords, our scouts and spies have been all over the area, and we have been suspecting enemy activity. And our suspicions was right. We have been cooperating with you from the Menagerie Coast. That's why I am here. So the spies from Lord Eric and our intelligence were correct. This city is under attack. And the enemy will be here in around 12 hours. It's a wicked foe we're going to face. It consists of gnolls and goblins. And
You hear a few voices start to mumble.
we urge you, lords, to step up with us, to defend your homes. Put away your differences aside. This is your lives and your children's lives that are at stake, and a lot of innocence. If this city falls, everything will fall. I urge you to rally your men to set up the defenses. The time is short.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh,
Is it?
with advantage or
The DC. No, sadly not. I would have given you advantage if he had rolled well to speak, but he couldn't even speak.
I knew it. He was fucking useless. I hope I. Oh,
You definitely passed it.
oh God.
A few men just start looking at each other.
Yeah, so Marcus is really confident when he's speaking. Like his chest is puffed, showing strength and confidence.
You see Bombach lean over and start whispering to Langer, and Armadeus just kind of has his arms folded. And you kind of see him look at you with a little bit of a half smile, kind of going, The other lords, they start murmuring to one another. Von Hasselhoff? Yes, sorry. Husseldorf, sorry. He steps up, raises his glass. I will stand. I will help with the defenses. I will have my men work on them. When are they coming?
Sir Marcus gives him a nod. Thank you, my lord, for your courage. Now he's looking at the other lords.
You can see Von Brandt kind of like looking at Husselhordorf, kind of looking over at Bombach, who's not moving. And then he gets up. I, Von Brandt, will help.
Marcus again bows. Thank you, my lord. Help was mostly welcome.
Yeah, just there, you fucker. I'll help.
Thank you, my lord.
Von Steimer gets up. No, I'll help. You bastard. I said I'll help first. No, I said I'll help first. What do you mean? They continue to start yelling at each other in the corner. And you look over and Bombach is just eyeing you. Fine. We'll add our support. Right. Frida. Frida just starts kind of biting her lip for a second. It seems to be in our best interest to make sure the city does not fall.
Indeed, my lord.
You can count on my help.
He bows again. Thank you, my lady.
But as soon as that happens, Armadeus just gets up and well, if the city is going to be under attack, I wish to not be here too much longer.
As you wish.
As you saying, you will not help us, Amadeus? I'll leave my men. Wish to have no part in all of this. He continues to walk off.
Sir Marcus gives a tiny smile to himself. Very well, lords, lady. We should get to the defenses right away. And make sure all the men are sober, ready to fight. And we have another urgent thing, is that the civilians. We've been discussing what to do with the civilians. I wish to hear if you have any ideas.
Von Brandt and Bombach are say, let them fight, and Husseldorf says, no, just to defend them.
We have been thinking.
So,
if there's shelters for the kids and the women and the weak. And I'm thinking that the men must fight. It is their homes that they're defending. I know it won't be a strong force with them, but it will show the enemy that we are more. They can help with ammunition, they can help with supplies, they can help putting out fires, but they should be on the ground.
Von Brandt looks over, or Bombach looks over and says, at this point, everybody, we're gonna need everyone. Women and men. Everybody that can wield a blade. We need to defend this city.
I agree.
Von Brandt just kind of seem like they want people only to volunteer. Bombach wants to just enforce.
Ah, okay. I think we should. The men must fight. The women and children, I am not so sure about that. There won't be much use to us dead. And besides, I think that the strategy of the enemy is to slaughter as many innocents as possible. We should not give them that opportunity. The battle here is not about the houses and the bricks. It's about the civilian.
Sorry, my duck was going off. Sorry, my dog were going crazy. They make a persuasion roll.
Why do you?
There.
There it
That's-
was.
But it's fun.
They seem not sure what to do, and until Bombach just says, "All of them, get them all." And Ulrich kind of nods, and so does Von Brandt and everybody.
Very well.
So they want everybody, except for the children.
Right. Well, at least we protect the children and the elderly. They can take care of the children while we fight.
Ulrich kind of then coughs. So it's settled? Yes?
I believe we have an agreement, lords, lady.
All the lords kind of look over and give a nod, and Frida also. Yes.
Very well. I think we should not waste more time. Time is on the essence. The enemy is wicked.
They give a nod.
I should get to work right away. And thank you again for your support. This means as much as to me as it does to you.
Von Brandt and Husseldorf get up and they shake your hand, and Bombach just gives you a nod and walks away. So does Langer, but everybody else leaves, and after acknowledging, kind of thanking and congratulating you for, doing a good meeting, And as everybody runs off, word is spread about the town, and much more movement is being rapidly done, as they can probably fit all the children under the tunnels. So everybody's starting to move all the kids under there, and all the people of the whole town are trying to arm themselves and prepare. But there's also a little bit of chaos as people are starting to run away, as they're a little terrified. And as some people are running away, those of you that are outside, you all notice that there are some guardsmen that are just kind of some men that are afraid of langers and such of that. They're stopping people that are trying to run away, and they're forcing them to go and fight. And everybody's kind of being really freaked out right now. And they're just like capturing people and then just taking them over. It's kind of gone like full like chaos in some areas and then calm in others. But I'd say make a perception check to see who gets to see that while like you guys are out kind of like making preparations. So maybe you guys like could intervene if you wish to. I don't know if you guys want to.
I'm just
That's
rolling
gonna
to
go
roll.
active looking, freaking out.
Yep, I'm probably too busy.
Plan that spell this time.
Wow.
So, Dominicus, Mayet, and Amari, you guys are able to notice a lot of commotion going on. Sadly, you are not Lessia as you are trying to gather men and place them in certain sections. Is that what you're doing?
I'm basically starting to kind of get things set up to create choke points.
No worries.
It's kind of lab work.
I am assuming that I'm seeing them. Is that fine, Red, or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was Amari and Mayetta does as well. You guys are kind of like walking, patrolling around, and then you all notice this happening.
Who are the people stopping the civilians?
They're guardsmen. They look to have everybody is starting to put on patches and everything to distinguish each other. And it seems to be that most people are already wearing red, so they started putting on red sashes and everything, and red kind of like things to mark themselves.
So seeing that, looking around, shifting my head, I'm also seeing that Amari's also looking as well. And I look at him, it's like, Amari, with me.
Or just blinks his eyes. What?
Come on. You, guard.
And he's just dragging this woman who's just like, no, let me run, please. No, let me go. It's like, everybody must fight. Get out of my way. We all must fight.
Orders.
It's the official orders. Aye.
We gotta get back
Women and men must arm themselves. No running. No.
God damn it. If you're arming them, arm them with pikes. And then I turn around and Amari's like, Amari, we gotta get back inside.
Okay.
We need to know what the hell.
Move your asses.
Actually, Amari, you go back in. See what the hell's going on. I gotta finish up my thing too.
There's a lot of chaos and a lot of like you guys. Yeah, you guys. Here.
We have our tokens.
Yes. Just a second.
I'm still attempting to get the map to de-blur for me. So, guys.
We might just have to restart.
Yeah.
Did we secure the horses already? Like they're in a safe spot?
Yeah,
I think we did last session.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I just wanted to double check because I did not want to leave Cora out there by herself.
No, I wouldn't.
It's gonna be
for her to get.
I'm not gonna deliberately kill your animals.
It's gonna be null food.
But you can accidentally kill her animal.
That can accidentally happen. Yes, if you charge into a battle in a field where you're riding Cora, she might take a lancer to the chest. I have no idea.
I'm doing that before I get her all the armor.
Hashtag keep Cora alive.
I assume the rest of us hear, well, chaos screaming.
Amari.
Yeah, you guys can hear almost all of it. Marcus, you're now outside now. You can say.
Where are we at?
Or you guys are almost there.
Yeah, because I would say to him that I will go take care of the men, like train the men or have them ready to fight.
Marcus, what the hell is all this? This is complete chaos.
Yes, fortunately. Well, we had a good meeting, and everybody's on it. But I
Where's
demanded.
Amadeus?
Oh, Amadeus left.
He left the city?
Yes, I hope so.
If that son of a bitch knows how to get out, that means there is a way out.
There is for now. That's why he went out now. But the lords demanded that everybody fight. Not persuade them otherwise.
Damn it. An army without morale is...
We will keep their morale up. We're gonna win the fight.
We need to rally the people. not bringing in fear. We gotta. And he's still looking around. It's like there needs to be a speech now. He's just looking around. People screaming. People.
Yeah, there's like groups of
I'm a-
men that are moving out and men that aren't. It's very confusing.
Okay, so so Marcus looks at Dominicus and then looks on what's happening. Very well. Okay. I'll have a speech. If it doesn't work, they'll still fall. Probably won't change much.
That's fine. They need the will. They need. You know what I'm saying? If they need that will to survive, that's
You're
the
right.
only way. Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. We're gonna make traps, but once everyone is aware and everything, we need to tell them to stay away from. I point out alleys to never go into. Never go into alleys.
Right.
All right. I'll be back.
Is Amari around?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, actually, real quick, Amari, he's kind of like standing over here by himself after that whole thing with Dominicus, and you like see him. He's like rubbing his temples, visibly frustrated. And I am gonna turn. Is there like an alleyway somewhere nearby, like over in this area or something? I can just go behind.
The one that Dominicus just said don't go. Yes.
Well, I'm just gonna go down there for a second. I don't want to stay down there. I just want to know if there's like somewhere I can duck behind, like get behind, like.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Well, then I will just say that there's one over here, I guess. I'll like, I don't know. I guess I'm. If anyone's looking, I'm gonna be walking off towards that alleyway, and I am gonna step into it like in the darkness. And just Amari kind of looks down at the ground and just mutters to himself, "What am I doing here?" And then he's gonna reach into one of his coat pockets, and I'm gonna take out that small vial of Papa's juice, and I'm gonna stare at it for like 10 seconds. And let me make a roll for myself real quick.
What does it do again? I forget.
It's that drug.
Drugs, man.
Oh
drugs.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do like a roll, and if I rolled below a 10, I was gonna do it. But this time he manages to fight off the urge for it, and he just takes it and like puts it back inside of his coat pocket. And then he's just gonna like turn towards the wall, press his back up against the cold stone, and just slide down onto the ground, onto his ass, just bury his face in his hands.
Can Lesia make a check to see if she sees him go down that way? Because she's looking for him right now.
Yeah, make a perception.
But I guess I should be doing that. Amari, he's gonna kind of say to himself, "Uncle."
Wow.
Oh wait. If it's hearing, I have advantage. So
Yeah.
20.
Wow. Amari's gonna be like, Uncle, I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I don't want to be here. I want to be back at the university, studying, getting better at magic. I don't belong in a city siege. This is not where I'm meant to be. I don't even know these people. I feel like I just got thrusted into the situation. I don't want to be here.
Are you done?
Mari, he's gonna reach up and like wipe one of his eyes. Yes, sorry. I just needed some time.
It's fine. If you have a moment, I had a thought. That riddle we found. It seems magical, but I do not know what it does. I am hesitant to trust something we have never tested before in combat, but desperate times. Do you think you could identify what this can do? And I pull out the idol of the Raven Queen.
I'll hold my hand out. Yes, I could take a moment and sit down and figure it out. Sure. Yes. Just give me around 10 minutes.
It's fine. I will continue to direct creation of choke points, and I will. And I am going to go leave after witnessing his little breakdown.
Amari is just gonna like stand there with the idol in his hand for a few minutes and just stare at it. and then he'll go back over towards he was sitting and sit down back on the ground. But this time he's like crossed his legs. I'll set the item down in front of me, take out some chalk, begin drawing sigils on the ground, and ritual casting. And starts ritual casting. Identify.
Okay. Right. Does anybody want to do anything real quick, like strategic wise, before so we can like set up your guys' stuff, and then I'll get to that real quick.
I have something in mind, but I can wait for the others if they want.
So Marcus, you just want to do the speech for people. They can wait.
Yeah, mine is really quick. I'm just going to suggest something to Elric. Elric, you're out.
Elric walks over and just, yes, I am.
This is all part of the bloody plan.
Now
Fine.
it is.
All right, fine. Look, the easiest and fastest weapon you can get these people are pikes. Line distance, line them all up, make a big wall. All right, look, as a kid, that was the first weapon I was taught. It was considered a peasant's tool, and right now I don't think these people have time to learn swordsmanship or anything. All they need are pikes. Just stand in a line and stare into the line. All right.
He just kind of gives this big gulp. All right, all right.
All right. We don't have time for them to learn how to shoot a bow. They don't have time to learn swordsmanship or anything like that. Maybe a shield and pikes.
As you guys are witnessing the men kind of like as he runs off, Von Brandt, Hasseldorf, and Bombach, they walk into the little outpost section with a bunch of their men kind of spread out and formed formations, while they set up little tents to like arm themselves and to distribute weapons and everything. They're trying to have some organization, but there's a bunch of men going on. There's a bunch of men and just kind of standing around looking. They're kind of getting anxious in a way, and a bunch of dudes. I guess there's some women as well that are being armed and dressed for combat. And that's
a good segue for me then. Yeah, so as Leslie walks out with her perception, she probably knows no one is looking down. He does approach and say, hey, Leslie, I think, could I walk with you for a bit?
I was just about to direct some of the men, but we can walk in.
Yes, I think it's best if we work together. I think your and my plans will work very, very well, especially if we work together. So.
You're planning to harass from the...
Yes. Maybe even set up archers along them and set up arrows, volley.
If you can focus on the ones that are straying away from where we plan to funnel them, that would probably be...
Alright. These men should know how to use crossbows, yes?
It is much more simple than using a bow.
Yes, hence why I use one. But, yes, so I will, if you do not mind, I will stay around you and pick you back upstairs and I kind of look over. He kind of looks over at the men who are idle and he decides to approach. Excuse me.
Hi. And like a few of the men kind of look over and you.
Right, I am Wizard Watchmaster. We are going to set up very specific plans. Do either of you know how to shoot a crossbow?
Two of them kind of look at you, kind of a little puzzled, and man behind him.
I know how to shoot one.
Excellent. You will be with me on the rooftops.
I know some buddies that can shoot too.
Good, excellent. Get them all up. You will all shakes his head. Con thoughts. Here, I will show you. We will be staying on the rooftops, and you will be using your crossbows to the best of your ability. Also, do you know where the barrels from yesterday are? The ones full of liquor.
That you'd have to ask Frida Langer.
Right. We will need that then.
But we'll go ahead and get men ready on the rooftops.
Yes, excellent.
Anything else?
If the rooftops are difficult to traverse, try to get logs or planks across them so that they are easier to step upon. Basically, setting up a little parkour loop that people can get from place to place easier. And
Give a nod.
somebody get somebody to tell Miss Linger that we need her barrels of liquor for the siege.
Give a nod.
Thank you. Best of luck.
They start heading out. By now, everybody that you start seeing when they walk by, everybody has a red armband, and kind of like to mark themselves as everyone's kind of like running around.
So I kind of, turn to Alessia having that done and say, leads away.
Like, alright, I want barriers there and there. If there's any way we can get pools of water on the outside edges of where we want to funnel them, I might be able to do something like
Flood the streets, ma'am.
enough that any electricity would be a deterrent.
A few of them kind of nod and start getting to work. And everybody starts setting up palisades and things like that. And Elric walks over to you all. It seems you all have this handled pretty well. It's good. It's good. Anything else you all need?
Right. So
Perhaps you have around doors, broken board, anything that slows down anyone trying to run at your face.
Fences.
See, if you look at the back of your wall and it's solid, you don't really need to watch your back. You need to watch what's in front of you. Don't be standing in the streets or staring where you can't see anything. What? I've bar fights at my vineyard. Why are you staring at me?
So Marcus is staring at her. But she does have a point.
Leslie
You
is
want
not
to run
staring.
a bunch of idiots, put them all in one spot and then pour shit on them. Make them trip and fall on their face.
Elric, do you know where Frida Langer is?
She should be in the main courtyard again.
I've already sent messenger to her unless they have decided not to go. Shrugs. I do not know what they're doing.
Send messengers to them, then I should get to them soon. So that is things that Blestia have done.
I have something to do about an hour into all this, but the speech can definitely go first.
Wait, what? Sorry.
I have something else to do about an hour in to this preparation stuff. I'll let everybody else go.
Okay.
Yeah, really quick, Red, before I start blanking my head here and there. When we say about making like traps, what's that detail about? What does that entail? There you go.
Well, I'll have you roll to see if you can make them at first. And you will roll it. That roll will kind of determine how everybody else does as well, who you've gathered up to kind of help you make these traps.
Okay.
So you can roll a survival check if you wish.
All right.
And like I assume most of these things would be just commonplace and easy to find, with the town kind of willing to help so you don't have to worry about kind of trying to find all the supplies and everything. So, yeah, you can just make a survival check.
All right, here we go. Don't fail me.
Nice.
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, you easily make a bunch of traps, enough to warrant, since that is so high. That is the biggest base start that you guys have right now. Is a +2. Everything else that you guys are doing it's adding to a +1s. So right now it is 4 with what everything's happening.
Thank you, Red.
You're welcome.
Oh, we could get traps. There's some evil, simple traps we could make. Crushing pillars, scything blades.
We have to have materials and means to activate.
Yeah. We're kind of in the middle of a town.
Some of it we could do.
We can make scythes. Does my identify finish on the idol?
Repeat that. Sorry.
Did
Oh,
my
the
identify
idol.
finish on
Hold
the
on.
idol?
I want to finish the things real quick. Is anybody? Nobody else? Does nobody else have any things?
Where is the
I do-
people who are
You're. Oh, sorry. What? Repeat that, man.
Where are the people who are freaking out?
They're just around in the courtyard. It's a lot of them are kind of like peasants. There are forced to
Civilians.
fight, and civilians that are forced to fight rather than soldiers. So altogether, you guys probably have about 300 fighting men, and then altogether about another 1,000 kind of peasants. And a bunch of them have to stay outside of the like little defense section that you guys are in, and it's gonna like move further. And don't worry, I'll explain when it all happens. But there's about like almost 1,000 peasants that everybody's trying to get at, or trying to, while the rest, everybody's kind of like dispersed. And a lot of people ran. But you guys have probably about, I'd have to say, not the whole town, but a good half of the town almost helping the fight. But it is tough. It is tough. It's going to be tough for them.
I can. Say, if I could, I'd like to try to wrangle them up, calm them.
Yours is going to be last, Corinne. May for you to do
I know
that?
there's a lot. Like maybe I can try to find a group of.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, make a persuasion roll, like kind of like.
Oh, I was just gonna cast it.
Oh, okay. Cast the spell.
Or I can just walk out alone and just say, "Hey, fight with me," because otherwise I'm gonna. Oh, haunted one, yay, fun.
Or you can do that too. Yeah.
Hey, we'll fucking do both. They're free. Peasants literally take arms upside to fight along with you. Huh, that sounds like something you need right now. It's like, wait a minute, there's a reason we took these things.
So you were able to calm almost all of the people that you were around, kind of get them ready for the fight ahead. And the whole courtyard kind of defensive section is has like a boost in morale now, more so than they did before.
Yay.
So that's another +1.
Mass intimidation, staring at them.
So, do you want Marcus's thing to be the last thing before the fight, or?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah, I'm done.
One, I will wait until we hear back from Miss Langer about whether we're able to use her liquor.
Yeah, you get a report back that you can use some of it.
So exactly as described, I will set up barrels, or have people set up barrels, because I'm not that strong, on the edges of the rooftops. I'm kind of working with Lesia so that some of these places have water, some of them have barrels over them that fill. I'm kind of not doing both at the same time because fire and water doesn't always work together too well. So yeah, I will start setting up archers. I will start setting up like parkour places, people to get across the rooftops easy.
You're setting up in the streets. This isn't the whole kind of battle's not this little area we're looking at. You're setting them up in the streets and everything that she doesn't have.
In
Her
general.
setup, right? Okay.
Yeah, and seeing a lot of the civilians getting freaked out, I will ask some of them if they have proficiency with crossbows, and if they do, I'm gonna kind of like reassure them that I'm gonna put them this way, and I'm gonna have as many of them be the archers because I think they'll be safer on the rooftops. I will generally go through just a little bit of training with them, kind of describing that like before you reload, like step back away from the edge of the rooftop so you don't get shot. And beside that, I will kind of go through with them about tipping over the barrels or throwing bottles down, whatever it might be. And then the other person carries a torch or a bolt that they light on fire or something like that and shoot it downward into the alcohol to set it alight within the shortest amount of time possible. After all that, I will go find Amari. If everybody heard that.
Yes. Make a persuasion roll now to see if you can up your thing.
Let's see figure out what the statue did yet.
I'm returning with.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds like I might have missed it.
Sorry, I'm trying to settle all the things before.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ton
don't
of
worry.
stuff.
I'm good, so you can cut me out.
No, I got yours. You got your +2.
Oh.
You still have you trying to teach everybody and everything. And I'll give you advantage because that was actually pretty good stuff. Fuck it. I just feel bad.
Yeah. I'm a tiefling, I'm used to it.
You had another chance, and it didn't want to.
Better. It's not a crit fail.
Yeah.
Most of the peasants and civilians have no idea what kind of like training you're trying to teach them and everything. They're like a little bit confused. They're very overwhelmed. And a few of the torchbearers and everything, they're kind of like, they understand a little bit, but the timing is a little off, you think. But all in all, you think that it will be okay. You have a +1 still. It did not go up, so it's Leslie is a 1, Nahon's a 1. It's a 1, sorry. And Turismo's it. Alright, so you have 5 points so far.
And
now,
finally, I will go to have a hopefully quick chat with Amari because I don't want to take up too much time.
If it's been 10 minutes, I'll join him on that chat.
as Amari, you finish up the spell.
Hold on. Just as a note before that, while Amari's doing the spell, he's just like muttering some like incanted words under his breath. It's really just the same phrase over and over as he's casting the spell. And he's like waving this owl feather around through the air, drawing sigils, while he holds like a pearl in his other hand. He's just like rotating it in slow circles. But while he's doing that, he's saying the words, but he just has like tears like dripping down his face, and he just keeps saying it over and over, and he's just basically doing the identify spell while also like crying. So he's just saying words and shit, but he's just having a bad day. And he's like, without Infinio, Magikai, Prote, Sepium.
It takes you a minute or two longer because you're not saying everything a little more proper. So as soon as the incantation finishes, you feel a giant sense of divine energy. And you can tell that something will happen if they attune to this. If somebody who believes in the Raven Queen attunes to this.
Okay.
But
Let me
only
sneeze.
if somebody who does not who is not a devout follower of the Raven Queen, then it does not work.
What does it do?
You're that is the part that is confusing. You're not getting a read on that part yet. You're getting a read on like there's something that will happen other than that. Unless it does tell this. Hold on. I think it'll tell this. It just gives them a +2 to wisdom if they have it attuned to them.
Oh, okay. That's fucking incredible.
Handy.
Not
Really
for me
handy.
though. But Amari, he like slouches back down onto his ass and then pushes back up against the wall and he uses the heel of his palm to wipe out some of the tears. God, what is wrong with me? And then he'll just sit there for a few minutes. And he kind of just has like his knees bent up a little bit, his forearms resting on top. And he's just like sitting there staring at the idol.
After a minute or two goes by where you have a little bit of silence, it feels like you feel like you're kind of in a meditative state. You hear footsteps just come around the corner. As let's see who showed up first, I think.
I was with Nahom, so I think we showed up at the same time.
Yeah, you hear pairs of
Good
footsteps.
few minutes later. Alright, so yeah, Nahon does come over and kind of just sensing Maui's presence, he kind of just whatever trade or something is there, he just kind of knocks on it.
He's like in an alley, so he just like knocked
Yeah.
against
On a stone wall. Amari, he doesn't reply. He just sits there on the ground staring at the idol.
Nahon just kind of steps forward, getting you into view, looks down. He kind of steps past you and kind of curling the tail of his around as he sits, just kind of not to bother you. He just kind of sits next to you.
Elsie has. Oh, sorry.
Cool. And he just kind of sits there, kind of just back leaned against the wall. Maybe about 10 seconds before he kind of looks over to you. And those are piercing as always, but. Hey. What are you doing?
Hold on, I gotta remember what Amari's eyes, what his colors are. Blue. Yeah. Amari's blue eyes, you can see them, they're much more somber than normal. He's normally happy, but right now they are very somber, kind of like you can clearly see the sadness in them, and his cheeks are like streaked with liquid that like tears. Basically, his fucking cheeks are puffy. One more time, what did you say?
He just kind of looks over you and says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
I'm not doing very well.
You are overwhelmed, yes?
Very. I don't know what it is that I'm doing here. And I miss my home. I don't know any of you. I don't even know why I'm defending the city. I feel like I was thrusted into the situation. And I don't know what I'm doing here.
I can understand that, even if it does not look. He kind of like says this with like a smile. I am terrified too.
I'm not scared, no. I'm not afraid to die. In fact, some days I wish for it. Every time we get into a fight, I think that if I just get hacked one time, just good enough, all of this would go away. I would not be sad anymore. But it's not that simple sometimes. You don't understand. I should not be here. I should be back in the Lexington room, studying. I don't belong here. I don't belong here with any of you. I'm just. I had so much dreams and aspirations. Everything went to shit. Everything. Everything in my life is went to shit.
At this point, Lucia has been just kind of like standing there waiting, letting Nahone kind of say his piece, trying to, cheer up Amari. But she's gonna chime in at this point. We cannot always choose our circumstances. It's what we do with those circumstances that matters. We are here for a reason.
Some would think. But this is not the time for philosophical talk, is it? Kind of.
Maybe not. Were you able to find anything about the idol?
Mari puts his head down a few times. Yes, it is for the devout followers of the Raven Queen. If you concentrate on it, it's apparently supposed to make you inherently more wise, if that makes sense, much like a Raven's vision. Perhaps you or Mayet could use it. I don't want it.
I will take it if he holds it out.
It's just sitting on the ground in front of me.
Okay. I will grab it. And then just kind of stare at it for a moment, kind of contemplatively. Devout.
No,
I think
it's
I
kind
need to have a talk with Mayet.
Perhaps you would make best use of it.
She just gives a nod to Mari and then another to Nahone.
no, it's bad.
She's not really sure how to help here, so she's gonna move to look for Mayet now.
Nahan is gonna wait till she leaves and kind of look back down. Not really making eye contact with Mari on purpose to not overwhelm him, but are you always miserable?
See Amari's the side of his jaw clench up, like a bulge in the side of it. Yes. I don't think I've ever known a day of my life where I haven't been upset or miserable. I've seen. Oh, and I watched my family die when I was a kid. My two parents. They were burned in the fire that right in front of me because my mother set the house on fire. I watched them burn to death right in front of my eyes, and the only thing that saved me was the guards that came to save us.
Your own mother.
Both my mother and my father. My dad came home drunk, and he started to beat my mother. I don't know why. I don't think I'll ever know why. But I think about that every night. I dream about it sometimes. The sound of my mother screaming was the flames licked up her back. She clung to me, but I could not do anything. I just sat there and stared at her. My father, he was laying on the floor across from her after she had killed him. I think about it all the time. I think about everything all the time. But it always seems like bad things happen to me. And I guess the only personality trait that I've been able to uphold is perseverance. but I feel myself slipping. I want to die, Nahon. I want to die very badly. I'm too much of a coward to bring myself to do it on my own. So I'm hoping that perhaps sometime during the fight that it will put out to me, but I'm too afraid.
Now nods. This is going to sound strange, but I've seen people give what they call hugs to each other. Would you like one?
Amari sits there for a second, and his eyes kind of like
Smiles.
shift from the ground over to you. Then you see him just turn over in your direction, and he throws his arms around you. You're staring.
Kind of puts his arms around Amari and does his best to give a hug.
Amari will just sit there silently for a few minutes before finally he starts to pull away, and he reaches his hand up to push it past his hair and like get it out of his face, basically. Anyway, I suppose we have work to do.
Perhaps, but as much as I hate to admit it, I did come over here for a reason.
What do you need?
For one, perhaps will not help. Amari, you and I are not very different at all.
Amari looks up at his horns and his red skin.
Aside from the obvious, aside from that,
I agree, I suppose.
I will share this. I'm from a village deep within Market. Very isolated. It's funny how fire seems to continue to be destructive. I do not like this whole line of fire with me, but it's what I am, and I cannot deny that. That said, what I need from you is the stone, the rock, the black one.
Okay, but you'll have to get it out.
Right, yes, of course.
What are you going to do with it?
I would for you to keep the secrets if you don't mind.
Amari just raises an eyebrow. No, what are you going to do with it?
I am going to. I think there is something within it. If I am the one to hold it, I think I can use it. For something that Gadstock has not planned and not considered. Perhaps that was gives the best.
I don't know. It seems quite dangerous. Are you sure about this?
I will share another. I am already cursed. My soul is doomed.
To the hells.
Yes.
What do you mean?
For probably the first time, you've seen like a kind of doubt come across his face as he kind of considers how much he wants to say.
Oh yeah.
And I have done something terrible that I must redeem myself from. And I do not think I will be able to. I think I will carry this burden for my life. So, when I die, as everything will die, eventually. I will go to the house.
Amar just kind of stares at you for a second, seemingly like baffled, I guess, but he's also interested. Is this a curse that could be removed? Or is it with you for eternity?
Can you remove a deed? Can
I
you
mean-
remove a belt line with magic?
I've heard of spells that could take off the curses, but
Hmm.
I'm not sure what the caliber of the curse is.
I'm not sure myself. If it is even a literal curse. I have never heard of it spoken plainly.
Why not?
But that could be useful for whatever the stone will do to me.
It could be. If you need it, I suppose you're the one who grabbed it. So
Yes.
Amari reaches back into his satchel and takes out the like raggedy bag of holding.
And
all
apparently, and he'll reach in, and apparently I'm the only one who can. I'm worried that my yet could also, but I do not want her getting her hands on it.
I agree. I don't know what she's capable of.
I
But
do wish to hide this.
I think if anyone that is going to handle it, it should be you.
That means a lot. I'm not sure how you came to this conclusion, but it does mean a lot.
Mari nods, and you see him pull the drawstring back. And then he just holds out the bag in front of you. Just reach in and think about what you want and pull it out.
Alright. And then closes his eyes and reaches in and tries to snatch the gem.
Yeah, you're able to find it, no problem. It's not gonna be that hard.
I pull it out. So it's like the size of my hand. Like I have to hold it in my palm.
Yeah.
Is there a way to hide this from... I do have my backpack, but...
Hide it from what?
From Mr. Marcus.
Let me look. I'll reach into my bag. I don't know if I have anything.
Satchel or wrapping or something.
I do have a second set of clothes, so I'll probably pull out like a robe from that other set, and it's like just a general white robe. Because right now I'm wearing the dark blue ones, and I'll hold it out in your direction. Perhaps you could use this for the time being, just to wrap it up.
Might as well.
That's, just don't lose it.
Yes, of course.
I think you'll be all right. If you learn of anything of interest about the crystal, then let me know.
I'll do that. I will do that. And now we'll kind of begin to get his feet. Thank you, Amar. Trusting me.
Yeah,
Honestly, I feel I do not deserve it, but you have, so what am I to do?
I think you're about the only person that I trust within the group. Truly.
Nice.
Everyone else, I don't know. I feel uneasy.
I
Leslie
can
is a
understand.
stone wall. She's difficult to talk to, and Mayette's crazy. Marcus wants to fucking, I don't know, save the world. And Dominicus, I like Dominicus. He's just, I feel like his mind is elsewhere.
I would agree. Not a bad person at all, but you two also.
Admittedly speaking, it's a very difficult group to talk to about personal matters.
Very. Hence why I've been silent so far, but I think I can trust you as well.
He smiles at that. I'll just say, I agree.
You know, I am going to find a place to attune to this, and if you see an explosion, just come along and try to lift the curse, yes?
Sure. Just be safe.
I will try. Kind of laughing, he just kind of pats Amari on the shoulder and... Need a hand up?
Yes. He holds his hand out.
Yeah. I'll pull him out.
Mari will kind of dust off the back of his robe, and get himself situated before he turns with Nahon to step out of the alleyway.
It's the kind of step out. Honestly, my friends, your kindness has done a lot for me. So
I try to be as much as I can for
I
the
can tell.
kindness that I wasn't given in my childhood. I often try to convey that now because I know that some people may not have had this
Really.
difficult.
I have found that it is more valuable to the people. So
Said I also agree, but at the same time, it also seems like it's very difficult for some people to come into contact with, and some people just disregard it entirely.
yes. For example, I have never had hug before.
Marty, he kind of laughed. I, it has been years since I've had one of my own.
That's long. Huh?
Anyway,
I've always thought that human lives were more normal, but apparently not.
anyway, I think you should move on and study that crystal, and hopefully it is something that we could use. I suppose I'll
Yes,
figure out something to do.
I will probably not use it until I have. But
Might be best.
we will see.
You hear from across the courtyard. Are you two done hugging each other? Get back to work.
I do not. All right. He just kind of mutters under his breath and as he just walks away.
At this
Just,
point,
just don't do it too close to that alley. All right, just don't go in there.
Right? Yep. Yes.
Alright. I will come out here. Man, I don't know what
And
to do.
I will find a comfortable place, possibly on a rooftop, to attune to this crystal.
What can a wizard do?
Okay. And as you do that, and Lessia, Mayette, they all meet in the middle of in the courtyard.
Yeah, Lucia wants to find a place to talk to Mayette away from others.
You're able to like pull each other in a space inside the outpost where you guys have a little corner to talk to.
Hello, Mayette.
Hey, how's it going?
Lucia pulls out the idol. It is about this.
Oh, hi, Mama. What about her?
I asked Mari to identify the magic,
Eh?
and he said that only a devout follower of the Raven Queen can use this.
She kind of stares like, okay. I mean, yeah, like, wouldn't want to follow their own mom around. That's pretty cool. But what are you trying to get at?
I did not think you considered yourself a follower, that she is your mother.
Well, yeah, like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't go to random people and be like, hey, you want to walk with me and my mom around? That's a little. But, like, yeah, it'd be cool to see her again. Like, not in statue form or like hear people talking about her in the weird third person like they know her. That's always a little weird. Like, she's actually pretty approachable. She's really nice, really pretty with her long black hair. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should probably focus on the battle. Is there something you needed?
I am unsure if she would consider me a devout follower.
Just sits and like sulks down a little bit. I think she would think this too. Not everyone follows things the way they're supposed to, or not everyone follows things in the way other people want them to. I mean, look at me, for example. I sure as hell probably didn't hold up to her wishes half the time, being sent off to those crazy bastards trying to go against my own mother's religion and, wanting to murder. No, not murder them. I mean, never. But anyway, do you need help? Like, do you feel lost? I'm probably not the best person to go to. I mean, like, Dominicus is probably better about that stuff than me.
You seem to be the one who knows the most about the Raven Queen.
Yeah, probably. You
The Raven led us here to this. Do
but
you?
yeah,
Is this the destiny she has in mind for me? Am I supposed to have this?
I think that's the cool thing about her. She never really forces anyone to do anything. It's kind of always a choice. Because well, if it wasn't a choice, then what good is faith? It's not faith, it's just blind devotion. And she always told me specifically, don't following others blindly. It's usually a good way to end up either living a life you hate or dead and living a meaningless life. I think the best thing you should do is kind of look at yourself and decide what kind of life you want to live. If you don't think it's for you, I will more than gladly hold on to it for a while. If you change your mind, you are more than welcome to have it back. How does that sound?
Holding on to it is soothing.
Then maybe you should have it. I have memories. I have her spell book. I have things of her. Some not always pleasant to have, but they're memories I like to keep.
You ever wish to?
Do I want to see
Joy.
my mama again? Oh,
Mhm.
very much so. But I don't think this is the time and place. I'm sure I will. I talked to her, but she's pretty busy right now. Seems like she's about to get a lot busier. Hopefully, not busy with these fine people over here. I don't know. Usually I try to talk to her at night, when everyone's asleep, or I wake up at midnight. You probably already noticed that, though.
She just nods.
It's a weird thing about faith. I'm probably not the best one to tell you about it. Honestly, it's kind of more of a trust yourself thing, and if this idol of Mama brings you comfort, I think that's good. You should use it.
Thank you.
No problem. And I'm sure there's more than just that. I mean, it would be rather silly if you only found one idol of Mama. I mean, she's all over the place.
You might have a point there.
I hope so. I'll be around. I feel like you will feel her watching you a lot closer in the few hours to come. I've been working on something. Don't tell anyone because I probably think they won't like it, but I feel like they'll feel a lot better knowing that someone has their back.
You do that. I think I am going to meditate on this. I might need the clarity in the battle ahead.
Good plan. Kind of going through her spell book a little bit. Talks a lot about, in a time when you don't really quite know what to do. Always look to your friends who are around you as kind of a hope. Going together, you're all in it together. You don't have to do things alone.
She just nods.
Alright. Where's the other tiefling? I'm gonna go yell at him, make sure he doesn't wander around. Nahon and Amari and everyone else.
Do I know where Nahon is? I'll point him out if I.
Not at the moment. No.
Okay, can I hear where Nahon is?
I am trying to sneak off, so fair enough. Let's just roll contested checks.
Alrighty.
Shit.
Wank.
Against
24.
Fucking hell.
That's how I
Um,
expected that to go.
He's
He's
right there.
You can hear him like above the rooftop, just over in the other building.
I point up. He's on the roof. Somewhere over there.
Great. Can't climb that wall. No, hon, help me up there. I'm gonna yell at you a little bit, but it's going to be friendly.
Lesia is going to go find a quiet spot and meditate and attune to the idol after Mayette helped her with her brief crisis of faith.
Okay. All right. And as you run off to meditate, Mayette, you start walking over to the building, and more men and people start to gather in the center courtyard. And as they gather, Marcus, you stand in the above everybody a little bit. You kind of get on top of the water fountain as well to look about and kind of see everybody.
Okay, so Marcus, while this was going on, he was gathering men, like men that looked presentable, looked like soldiers, and was ordering them to stand behind him in a line, show that show the force. And at some point when he was doing that, he glimpsed Amari and Nahun hugging. Then he came back to the men, started
that was in
ordering.
an alleyway, so
Oh no, that was
you
earlier.
might have not seen.
It was earlier. This is what happened while you guys were
All
going.
right.
So he came back to the men, ordered them to stand in line, look strong, and to stand behind him when he's talking. And that's where when he was ready, that's why he yelled at you guys, like, get back to work.
Yep.
So he walked over, and the soldiers lined perfectly behind him. And he was like, citizens of Trostenwald, listen to me. Are they listening?
Make a persuasion.
Vision?
Yes. Yeah, you have everybody's attention, and they're all just standing there looking at you.
I know that many of you don't want to be here. I know that fear makes you feel like you want to run away. But that I assure you, you must not give in to that. The ones that already did, you will probably not see them again. Running out of here is the certain death. The enemies are all around us. Your best chances of survival is to stay in here with us and fight. I assure you, with me, there are some people that are skilled, and they know what to do. We have fought them before, and we have slain them by the dozens. So imagine what we can do together. Today, you're not fighting for a lord so he can gain more land or get richer. Today you are fighting for your home and your family and your children. And when this day is over, because it will be over, you will be standing as the victors, and you will be telling tales how you slaughtered an enemy that came to do you harm.
I'm back. Are we on break?
Fight hard. Let's teach them a lesson. Let's make sure that they will never come back again. Work with my men. Not my men, sorry. Work with my team. The people I'm with. Listen to them. Do exactly as they say. And I promise you, the casualties won't be on our side. Now arm yourselves and get ready, for today, you are soldiers. You are defenders of this town, your home, and we will defend it with you. If so, we will die for your home. That's it.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage. you can see like the troops kind of like look a little bit more inspired and a little more courageous as they're kind of looking at each other, and you kind of hear a few people just say "yeah," and it kind of roars into a chair where everyone just says Trostenwald, 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 Trostenwald.
At this point, so Marcus, he draws his sword, holds it in the air. Let's prepare the defenses.
Everybody just starts cheering, and then the rest of the men just continue. The rest of the men and the civilians continuing on working throughout the city, setting up barricades and everything else. And I'll give you a +2.
Hell yeah.
For your thing now. And Amari, you don't have anything to think of, or do you? Right? Do you think Amari's too stressed out to think of any strategies to add onto the base modifier? This is the base one.
I could go down through the streets that were gonna funnel people and cast mold earth and make it difficult.
Yeah, I will allow that.
That's actually a really good idea.
Is it
That's a very good idea.
Wow.
I give you a +1 with that, sir. So
That's a fucking.
They're gonna get stuck there.
+2,
+6
That's a
+2.
goal.
That's a sit. No, there's two. There's a 4 right there. Plus Lesia. That's 6, or that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 in total. So 8 in total, everybody. You have a +8.
What about mine?
Yeah, I added yours.
Okay.
Yep. And with that, we will take a quick little break, everybody, right before the battle, as they are going to be coming in and approaching in. And before we'll do the battle, we'll have Lesia's idol and then the stone. The session might bleed until like a little bit later than we would like normally end, if that's okay with everybody. If everybody's willing to stay about 30 minutes later, if that's cool with everybody,
That's fine with me.
Fine.
I'm good.
then
Yep.
we should be able to we should be good. We should be good. We're gonna have only the one roll, and that'll be it. I don't think there's gonna need any. There's not going to be any actions other than this. I think you guys are just going to have just the base. What do you wish to do?
So actually, he was standing here when he was speaking, and behind him, and when he was done, he turned to Amari, and he said to him, "The meeting went well. The lords, they insisted on getting everyone to fight. Couldn't persuade them otherwise."
Mari looks over at you and kind of meets your gaze. I guess there are some things that we are not able to complete or get the way we want.
No, but that might not actually be a bad idea. You are right, Amari.
Yes, I'm fine.
You seem a bit shaken. Is that your first battle?
Yes. I've never been a part of large-scale combat. This is very new.
Might be scary this time. But I assure you, when the chaos starts, forget all about your... Amari, look at these people. They're all farmers. They look on people like us for courage. Even if we are scared. But show that. They trust in us. Put it aside for now. You're a soldier now.
Amari, as a note, he usually carries like a stone around with him in his hand, like a smooth stone, and he just kind of like flips it in his hands and like rubs his thumb over it. Basically, it's like a fidget in a way. But he takes Marcus's advice and he nods his head and then like takes his hands and puts them down into his pockets so he can like fidget with that stone kind of without showing it, and he kind of straightens his back out, tries to look like he's, not as afraid.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. Trust me, I do understand. I've been there.
Just hope it's easier if I ever have to go through this again.
It will. It will.
Thank you, Amika.
Nods. Right. See where you can fit in. Help these people. Better we can do our
I'll
defenses.
do what I can.
Better we can prepare the defenses, the less there of them.
He nods his head. Actually, I do have an idea. I was thinking about going through the choke points and making the terrain more difficult for the enemies to cross over. I have a spell that I think that could be easy enough to cast, just in general to rubble up the ground.
That's a very good idea. Thank you.
He nods his head. I'll get to that.
Right. I'll see what these soldiers here can do. He turns around and starts to inspect them.
All right.
Anwar will wander off and get past some of the barricades so he can start casting mold earth on the ground. You see him just kind of like standing there with his hand out, and he's just like moving it in different directions. And basically, you see the ground like surfacing and just like rumbling around. Rocks and shards of ground are like jumping up out of the ground and stuff like that, being knocked over. He's overall just like fucking up the ground, making it like loose stone basically, like about a foot of, so that when people step through it, it's like uneven surface, so it kind of throws them off.
As you all prepare and the sun goes down, we will go and have a quick 10-minute break, everybody. Quick 10-minute break. I just need to get something to drink and have everything ready. And
All right.
then we'll be set to go. We'll finish everything up. And it, instead of this battle, usually during the combat, during the big things, I'll let you guys do something cool during the thing. But this time, I don't think I can for time's sake. So what you guys have added is really good. So it'll just be what you guys have accumulated, the +8.
Nice.
But yeah, one of you choose which one of you guys would like to roll the d20. And I'll be right.
I'm terrified of that pressure.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, hello, welcome back, everybody. We are back from our short little break. So we start with Nahon. As you were on the rooftop, you were attuning to the stone. As you spend an hour kind of concentrating on it, your mind goes blank and you feel like you're falling. Your vision also goes completely dark. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Can I see him?
I say this would definitely be after you yelled at me and I tried to just talk you out, basically. Just wait until you.
Okay.
I'm doing this as privately as I can.
Oh, can't.
Unless you want to circle back.
No, that's fine.
Alrighty.
It's not huge.
Yeah.
Let me look.
That would be a 12. Kind of caught me off guard.
You kind of you feel this pain just wallow inside you for a moment, and your vision comes back, and you're kind of on your back, laying on the roof, a little frozen. And you look at your hand holding onto the stone, and all your veins just start expanding out of your hand, and they start becoming black. And the energy starts to pour throughout your arm and into your body.
Oh, that is comforting. Great.
And then you have a sign of relief as this like odd pain is no longer there. But know this: you are officially cursed.
Great, wonderful.
You missed it by 1. You only had to make a 13.
Oh, god damn it. Alright. Yeah, no, I kind of expected this, honestly. But do I gain any power?
You will find out.
Alrighty.
Oh.
You've also gained another thing, but you will find out about that.
Alrighty.
Madness feat.
Okay.
You feel a lot more comfortable now holding the stone as you're looking at it again.
Kind of look down at Alright, you piece of shit. You are going to hold me hostage, yes. Hello. Let's go. I'll be it for me.
Right. And as you regain your footing, Lesia, you spend a moment in the outpost in a room separately, having the idol in front of you and meditating and thinking upon everything. Visions of all the times you've seen some form of the Raven Queen, or feel like you've had signs of the Raven Queen, starts rushing throughout you. And you just, after almost an hour goes by, you open your eyes and you can see the stage is glowing with dark blue runes that just stretch around it. The runes that you could not see before. I'm sorry, Murray. I know. But you feel slightly just more calm as well, Lesia, as your mind feels more open and experienced and more stable than it was at a time. So your wisdom is up by 2. As long as you are devout,
Dun dun dun. Foreshadowing. That is also worst case, yeah.
man, it rips your soul out, so sorry. But yes.
Hey, she's back.
Okay. No, didn't know if you were. But yeah, you have the +2 now, and you see strange ruins, so you probably see other things too, maybe.
Welcome to the hallucination zone.
What can I determine about the runes that I can see right now? Is there anything? Maybe.
Make a history check.
You step into a room.
Nat 20.
Wow.
Really
Wow.
good.
Perfect.
You know exactly that this is old elvish ruins that speak of the Raven Queen and its powers, and how this idol is kind of blessed with her grace and her knowledge of kind of like the of life and death, and is therefore the idol is here to pass on the knowledge from person to person, or those who are devout, or those not devout followers, but who are followers of hers.
I
You'll
give a short
later.
prayer and thanks to the Raven Queen for accepting me and ask for her guidance in the coming battle. I will fight in her name.
All right. All right. And as you all finish up, before we get into the actual fight, does anybody want to go over just the last things as nightfall comes over? Just last little role play things with each other before it starts.
Just a note on the plan for the battle, because you said we weren't going to really have any input while the battle's going. Right?
Sorry. Oh, no. Like, everybody's going to be doing almost their roles, like, within their characters. Dominicus, I feel like I think I have an idea on what everybody's going to be doing in it. I have to say, question: would you want to be anybody? All right, before I ask, does anybody care to go on rooftops? I
Yes,
know
I-
Nahum does.
Yes,
Does anybody else?
Messia was actually kind of planning to be on the rooftops so she could use her Crimson Right lightning on her bolts to shoot into the flooded street.
nice.
All right, then you're going to be placed up there.
Yes.
Darminicus, would you like to be on the rooftops?
Yeah, what's the highest point?
I have to say the outpost itself.
Then I'll be in the outpost.
No, they have a fucking Eiffel Tower and you snipe down from it.
Sniper tower. You just open up a few of the windows inside of Elric's room, and one or two other longbowmen that follow you over kind of do the same.
Excellent.
And Elric is just kind of like looking at you like, don't mess up anything, please. Oh God, you're using this place as a wolf right now. Oh no. And you notice though that this place is perfect for you to see everything, and you feel like now that you're up here, you can make maybe some calls if something needs to happen.
Right, Eric, look, I can hit an item 600 feet away. No problem. Look, trust me on this, all right? It's going to be beautiful.
You put over there. You'll be put over
secondly,
here.
you got, special arrows, on sidelines.
Elric just shakes his head. No.
No worries.
But just more arrows.
Yeah, well,
Like
enough
a
to
few-
feed everyone.
The other longbowmen just brought over like a bucket or a barrel full of arrows to use.
All right. Look, you're going to be fine out there, all right? Don't think about the people around you. Don't think about all that stuff like that. Don't want to see, all right? Think about your family, yourself, your father. Your father placed you in this position for a reason. Once this day is done, and once he comes back, you can look at him with a chin up high.
All right. Elric looks at you. He's now in like kind of like half plate armor. Gives you a nod. Kind of looks more inspired.
Is he wearing a helmet?
He puts on a helmet afterward.
But before he puts on the helmet, I'm gonna ruffle his hair, and it's like, sorry, and drop it down. You remind me of someone. Now, get out there, right?
Puts on his helmet. All right. Now, offend me now. He starts to head downstairs. And
All right,
you and
lonesome. You're with me. And then he goes off, get in position.
the men give a nod, and they start to get next to you. They have their bows ready. And as everybody gets their positions correct and in place, Lesia and Nahon a little further down on the rooftops, and within the city, and Amari is in the main. Are you in the main courtyard with Mayette and everything?
What are
Where
the
are you?
options necessarily? Like, I attend
You
to the
can go on the
rooftops,
roof.
courtyard. No.
You can go on the rooftops, but I will ask again. On the second part, I'll ask you guys if you want to be on or off the rooftops. So don't worry about that. You'll have the option to be on or off again. But for this part, it's just to like put your character in this place in the field. Like, where would you think? Like, would he go on the rooftops, in the alleys, or in the courtyard?
He would stay in the courtyard.
Okay. What about you, Mayan?
Good question. He wants to be near less, but not quite on a.
Currently on the rooftops. So.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be on a rooftop.
But I will probably move down to the street
I think
level.
what she's actually gonna do is she's gonna hold this fence back, kind of over.
Okay.
Door.
Are you gonna attack or are you gonna heal for the most part? That is the other question I have for just you.
He is probably going. Oh, I packed a shit ton of. Okay. Damn, I prepared. He going.
You don't have to use any spells. I just want to you can like.
She's gonna be healing a lot, and then she's gonna keep her ear out for Lesia. Literally, ever watchful eye.
Okay. Cool.
That's a thing she can. And then if shit go real bad, we're gonna cast either like Spirit Guardians of Hope and level place.
Okay. That's how it goes.
Healing and bombs. That's literally the only option we have. There's no middle ground.
Okay, fuck yeah. Alright. And Karun, you're gonna be where? In the alleyways or in the courtyard?
Like the alleyways, do you mean like what?
Like further up ahead.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
Kind of embracing the brunt of the charge and then working your way into the courtyard.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the front.
All right, you all see Marcus could just continue off into one of the alleyways with a few other soldiers behind him, and as they set up position, you all wait. You will wait about an hour, and then as the night sky just kind of turns colder for a little bit, the wind picks up. You all begin to hear marching footsteps. And Darminicus, you can see, and those of you on the rooftops, you can see out in the northern part of along the lake. You can see a large force with torches just moving in through the darkness, kind of move at a steady pace.
Sorry for interjecting. Can I see if there are any other groups of torches? Or...
Make a perception check.
All right. Sorry, give me a second.
You look out and around. You can't see anything else.
All right. And then whoever down at the front and yell, "Creatures dead ahead!" Or north. Direction. I don't know what it was.
You sound out, and men just start yelling, "They're here! They're here!" And like
Right,
a
men,
horn
brace
goes
yourselves.
Lucia
Yeah.
just calmly bites her thumb, swipes it on the edge of her crossbow, and it lights up an electric.
And as you do that, everybody prepares. The gnolls and goblins, and you kind of hear some half-orcs start growling. And as you hear the growls and roars start going off, they start rushing throughout the city. And as torches start moving throughout this giant, like, kind of open expanse into these narrow alleyways, Marcus, you're in the front of this line with like a little mini shield wall in this alleyway, with side by side to you.
Yeah.
As they all collide in, I need that 1d20 roll, everybody.
All right.
Who's rolling that?
No, drew the short straw.
Oh.
So roll d20 plus 8. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, plus.
As the army charges in, like you all embrace this large impact as they tear throughout the alleyway, kind of charging through some peasants getting stuck into the corners and the alleys. Lesia, you unleash your crossbow bolt. It hits the water as it just it hits like a gnoll who's just standing on the water, and it just sends this electricity that goes around, and it hits a bunch of other gnolls and goblins as they're just like staying in one position and collapse. And as archers start raining down from the rooftops, Nahon, you start seeing men just start shooting down into the alleyways as the gnolls and goblins are trying to run through, breaking through the first line of defense. It is a bloodbath right now as they're pushing through. But Marcus, once you've retreated out of the alleyways along with men, they start getting stuck into the centers, kind of like in the alleyways with all the unmoved earth and everything in the way. And as soon as they get in positions, Nahon, you send a signal to one of the men, and for the first time after all the practice runs, you can see the guy just perfectly, the torchbearer, run over and just light the torches in the barrels, just cause to just go all the way throughout some of the alleyways where there is no electricity going through. And those alleys are just completely blocked off. You've now funneled a bunch of the enemies to one certain point almost. And as they all start to funnel through, you guys embrace this giant impact in the one of the main palisade walls, which is this one. Since that is the only way they can come through. Or this one on the bottom, the southern one. And as they crash in, Marcus, you're on the wall. You're on the little palisade wall along with a few other men, and you're trying to defend them off, just slashing and cutting your way through. And as they're crawling through, some of the men are just being killed, mainly the peasants, though, as some are being murdered out in the alleyways where they were defending their positions, until a volley of archers would come by and just take out a whole swath of goblins and gnolls. And as the archers would move from positions to positions, you all just start to just have a lot of men start crashing upon the wall and everything. And this is where you all, when you all hear a large kind of like war cry almost. And Marcus, you look out in front of the wall and you can see actual orcs just making their way, and poof, they break through the wall and just stand in and look at you and just a few other people. And as a few gnolls and goblins pour their way in, you can see next to the two giant orcs is a man in robes with a hood over his head, and a man with axes, and another man with like another hood on, kind of make their way through the center. Dorminicus, you're up on the main tower, just sniping with your longbow, just almost like the dude from what's his name, Saving Private Ryan. You know, you're the sniper on the watchtower.
44.
You're just taking out.
46.
You're just one after another, just hitting them in the head, getting great headshots or just throat shots. And as you guys are fighting and continuing to hold off, you all hear this large kind of like boom come from the wall again as it breaks, and that's when everybody can kind of notice these large figures attack, which is the orcs. All right. And this is when the second part of the battle begins.
Right. At this point, I think Lesia's run out of bolts, so she's gonna move off the roofs into melee combat with her short sword, Nevermore.
Okay, you can position yourself wherever.
You will probably have heard Marcus scream like, "Orcs!"
Yeah, she'll move to where the orcs are coming from, wherever that
Can I
is.
say that Nahon has done the same?
Yeah.
Just kind of looks at the torchbearers and archers and says, "You're doing great. You got this. I'm going down."
They continue the fight and
Hell yeah.
continue firing. A few fire arrows start coming your direction, up until everybody starts hearing, or just kind of like this weird like hawk sound, kind of like, as the flying creatures that you guys have faced before start attacking the rooftops, grabbing a few people and throwing them off. But two of them attack the watchtower that Dorminicus is in, just breaking through and like kind of just gutting one of the longbowmen that are up there and grabbing another and kind of dragging them off and diving downward. And Dorminicus, while you're up there, you can see two more like ready to dive over and kind of get to you. Do you want to head down or do you want to stay and fight the Perryton?
I want to stay and fight.
All right.
I'd stay up.
Okay. No problem. I got a Perryton ready to go. Or a thingy-bob. And as you guys are preparing, Nahon, you can move yourself wherever you wish.
Alright, so the hills and
You can too as Mari. You don't have to stay there. And you as well, man. You guys can position yourself however you wish. And then I would like you all to roll initiative as you guys see these figures.
I will try to hide behind something, get myself out of the way of fire arrows, whatever that may be.
Do good.
Aim to die.
Roll initiative, right? I'll wait for the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, wait.
Could I reactivate my crimson? I would have done that as I was coming.
That's fine.
Put it on my sword. Sweet, only 1 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Love that for me.
Second one. Okay, there.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
21.
All right. Is everybody ready? Did everybody roll?
I'm in.
You must roll.
Yeah,
Did you
there it was.
select your character? You did. Good job.
I did.
You deserve a cookie, I tell you. It's the first time you've done. No, I'm kidding.
Probably.
Also,
I love you, and it's always because you forget. No
I
matter how
always
long
forget.
you play, you'll tell everybody, remember to select it, and then you won't select.
Like a big red. Click my token.
also read really quick. My initiative's at 21.
Oh, okay, sure.
You forget to press your token.
Nice. Tell us that advantage and it isn't working the way it should.
Yeah, I don't know why my advantage on initiative doesn't work.
That's okay.
Everything other the advantage works on.
It doesn't want that. It just doesn't like you, Darmanicus, okay?
You can't have advantage on initiative. Everyone's the same.
Everybody's the same.
You're not
It's
special.
not fair.
It doesn't
You're not
say thing with
special.
Swashbuckler.
It's just not fair.
All right.
All right. It is a weird program. Very weird program. Now, as you see the orcs kind of busting through the gate, and you see Gadstock there. You
That's
see him
Gadstock.
just like, yeah, that is the dude you guys have been looking for. That is him. He looks at you and he gives you eye contact directly.
Is that so?
Which one?
Yeah, so this dude.
This motherfucker.
Fucking Gadstock?
Yeah.
Awesome. How is he inside this fucking walls?
I broke the walls. Orcs.
The orcs broke through.
Alright, so I will
The
begin.
orcs are really big. They are really strong.
Moan will leap down from the rooftops and begin sprinting forward, a couple of daggers kind of held backhand as he makes eye contact with Gadstock and immediately rushes at him. I will begin my attack. Actually, no, of course. First, I will use insightful fighting against that son of a bitch. So he must beat that.
Good numbers.
Deception.
Numbers.
It's a really good number.
He matched.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Oh, fair enough. That's my bonus action as I lash out at him with a dagger.
You lash.
Do you guys have ruby dust on you by chance?
Yet.
Okay, attack with your dagger. Attack.
Show us what you got, Tiefling.
Actually, I'm going to try to trip him instead, if you don't.
Go ahead.
That would be my athletics against his athletics or acrobatics.
I need a good roll.
That's
I'll do it.
It's fucking
As a-
all-powerful necromantic mage. You just shove him on his ass.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I will raise the.
He's like, yeah,
With the legs.
You run over and you just throw him to the ground, just kind of put your leg behind him and
Yeah, I'm like,
Right by
I'm
me.
staring him in the eyes, and I like,
What?
yeah. I raise my dagger like I'm about to stab him in the clavicle, and I guess he's expecting it. I literally just drop to the ground and sweep the leg.
Should I have ruby dust? Oh my god.
And because that's an attack, he can't attack of opportunity me, even if he wanted to. And I'm just going to... Oh boy, I used most of my movement. I'm just going to step over... No, I'm not.
You want to move away?
No, I'm not.
Oh, please.
No, I have the mobile feat, so he
He's got
can't even if he
Warcaster.
wanted to.
He's a
You
warcaster.
got Warcast here.
All right, that's my turn. I am gonna get some fucking hits in. Oh boy,
So what's the status on Gadstock?
What one is that? He's on his
he is
ass.
currently
He's on-
prone.
He's
Prone.
on the key.
Yeah,
Disadvantage. with
shoot an orc for
shoot.
now if you don't mind.
Look at my undead orc.
Everybody's gonna
Oh,
just jump on him like in the American football.
Dude, just keep fucking tripping him, dude.
Just shoot old man.
Let me up. Stop. Fucking cheaters, dude. This game's stupid.
Haha, your robe is dirty.
Oh, man.
Alright.
Dominicus.
Alright, I'm looking around the battlefield. Is this the only flying creature right now?
That's the
Sorry,
Parrington that's trying to come at you.
Is it the pair? Alright.
Yes,
Okay.
a flying pair.
A fine flying bird. He's just
So-
coming for you.
Yeah, so as a bonus action, I am going to lessen my eyes from the diving birds that are attacking me towards Gadstock, and use Hunter's Mark on Gadstock.
All right.
So that's that.
Big Red. Hey, Big Red.
Mm-hmm.
Can I talk to you real quick? In private?
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
No special
finish
treatment
it.
for you.
I'm going to attack, and with it being my first turn and Gadstock hasn't moved, I will attack him with sharpshooter. Unfortunately, since he's prone, that means
Disadvantage, yeah.
right. So everything just balances out.
Yep.
Okay. Does Gadstock take any damage when he was knocked down prone or anything, or is just
No,
he's
Nope,
just all
nothing.
good?
I just knocked his feet out
from
from under him.
All right. So I'm going to strike him. Shoot at him.
Alright.
Pew!
That hits.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alright.
Lucky son of a bitch.
And at the same time, since he has Hunter's Mark on him, I'm rolling a d6 right now.
Wait, he's also.
Or-
You shoot him, and he's prone.
Yeah.
You get advantage on that, right?
Disadvantage on range attacks.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Right. So then I'm going to add the Hunter's Mark right now. So that's 3.
All right.
So that'd be a total of 19 on that first hit.
Ow.
You shoot him straight in the chest, or you shoot him and it just hits his leg and it just like grabs onto it. Ah, and he looks over in the direction of the tower, just eyes it.
And as he's eyeing me, I am taking my second attack towards him. This time just using regular longbow, which this will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
All right. Ugh.
That misses.
Oh, so close. Plus 10 too. Come on.
And as the arrow just misses in the second time, I guess I'm gonna have to talk with JP real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Wonder what that could be about.
All right, chat. So when I shot my arrow, it just gazes like an intimidation shot. All right, I didn't miss, chat. All right.
It was a warning. It was a
One
warning.
should have packed then archery had I known.
Actually, it turns out he had an invisible familiar there. You killed it. Good job.
Yeah.
Man, how the fuck am I supposed to know plus
Okay,
10 doesn't hit? What the?
You rolled a 3.
Okay.
Welcome back, guys.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
So
We can
Mark
drink potions as a bonus action, correct?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
So Mark is gonna look at Lesia. Go get the necromancer. I got these.
Alright. Lesia is going to nod and, with her bonus action, pull a potion off her belt that she's had there for a while and drink it. She drinks the potion of fire breath. She gulps it down and exhales a little bit of fire from her breath. And then she's going to nod at Sir Marcus. Let me see.
Yeah, Sir Marcus nods back.
Alright, she's going to take an opportunity attack for this, but she's going to run this way. And then over to here to Gadstock.
Where did you run? Did you run around the things?
Yeah.
I went past this guy, so I have to... Yeah.
You can dodge that easy.
It swings, and he's... What's your AC?
16.
Oh, I hit you with the 18. As he swings and slices across the side of your body for 11 points of damage.
Okay, that's fine. And then I'm going to make... he's prone.
Yeah, right now he's still prone.
2 attacks against him at advantage.
Right, go ahead.
Nevermore is crackling with lightning.
He'll cast shield on that one. So it misses, and then that one strikes, and you stab him, and he just goes, "Argh!"
Did we rest? You have full health?
Yeah.
And that is my turn.
Alright. You stab him, and kind of stabs in his gut for a second as he grabs onto a blade, and as he's holding away, holding you back from completely stabbing him. As that happens, this guy is he is gonna attack you twice, Marcus. There's a 21 hit.
Yes.
A 15 does not hit, but a 21 hits. And as the axe goes over your head and cleaves you into the one of the side of the shoulder, it hits you for about 11 points of damage. Not about, excuse me. 11. Exactly.
I'll say 10.
And as you're facing off on that guy, as his bonus action, he's gonna yell at this guy to he has to make a melee strike, correct? Yeah. And as Gadstock looks around, he looks at Nahon, and he grabs onto your he tries to grab onto your leg, Nahon.
Alright.
I am going to use my reaction to cast Blood Maledict, Curse of the... If it's an attack roll. And then in that case, he has a minus d6.
Is it a reaction?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the creature you
Okay.
can see within 30 feet, blah, blah.
Because he currently has a little bit of my blood in him from hitting him with my...
Okay. All right.
So what is he doing?
He's trying to melee attack you.
Well, prone.
Does a
So yeah, disadvantage.
roll. So
And
minus 3. 13 doesn't hit. The 13 doesn't hit.
No,
right?
no, it does not. Thank you,
Well,
Alessia, because that would have hit.
You missed a lot of damage, bro.
Alright.
You missed almost enough to drop you, probably.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I can only imagine what he was about to cast.
He's still's gonna do it next time. Oh,
It's gotta live that.
okay. But it is his turn again, so he will try once more. As he gets up and actually, or he is gonna go ahead and cast excuse me. Question. You don't use strength, do you, Alicia? No, you don't.
I'm a finesse fighter, correct?
So you do
I'm gonna
use
assume
strength.
whatever he casted was his action. So
It's dexterity to attack.
Okay, no problem. I'm pretty sure it would show. So he's gonna go ahead and so yeah, okay. He's gonna look over and because this is still technically the field of battle, but I'm not gonna make it incredibly hard on you guys. Like it'll be about like a turn. I'll make it just for easy sakes to get over to this place, but you'll just wait. He stands up and then he opens a door next to him and then he steps through. And Darminicus, you see a door just kind of like appear next to one of the doorways, and Gadstock just exited through, and he looks at you. He casts Dimension Door.
Okay.
He is now here. Now, like I said, if you wish to get over there, it would require a turn and an action of your next turn afterward. That's all it would require. Because you'd have to dash and all that. I would just consider that to be.
Okay.
So it would just, like I said, a turn, and then it would get back to you, and your action would be gone. But other than that, you'd have a bonus action and movement.
I don't know if that's worth counterspelling, so I'm not gonna.
If you got counterspell, he'll counterspell the counterspell. I'm just kidding.
I'll counterspell.
I'll counterspell your counterspell of your counterspell, bitch. We can go all night.
Funny how I thought about that and actually have a counter spell. Counterspell.
I counterspell the counterspells of the counterspell.
With a cantrip.
With the cantrip, bitches.
I'll just
got distracted. But yes, he will cast that, and then he appears there. I don't think anything else is that, but yeah. But yet.
Oh, it's study. Seeing him dimension door, I'm gonna over here, kind of stare at him. I'm going to stare right at him.
This guy?
Wherever Gadstock went.
I don't think you can see him. He's on the upper watchtower.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in the watchtower.
Like we've been saying.
In the watch. All right.
Which I don't know if Dimension Door can let you teleport to a place you can't see.
He can see it. As long as he can see, as long as you see a place.
Okay.
It just has a distance,
Cool,
so it's not like 400 feet away.
Hmm.
Oh shit.
Or yeah,
Oh, I gotta read this.
it's crazy far. I was like, whoa.
I'm gonna just that a little bit. I'm gonna whip up an unholy flame, launch it at this guy over here.
I don't think you can see him. Sorry, that's Gadstock. He's over here. Don't worry. I'll
guard all of that.
make a little thing. That is penthouse.
That works better.
Sorry, guys. That is penthouse.
Okay.
So if you want to go in there, you go to watchtower. That is it. I'm sorry to confuse everybody. That's my bad.
Alright, so this over Marcus Northwest cast Unholy Flame at him.
All right, this guy.
No, the guy just the.
This guy.
Why is it not? Thank you, someone.
I got you. All right, and
Six.
all right. What is the save?
Oh, 50.
Yep, failed. Casted. Rolled a 13.
Damage.
Roll the damage. Ooh, that's good damage as you just throw the purple flame, just poof, it hits him and just starts burning and melting him. He's like, ah! He's still up, but that hurt him.
Did it now?
It did.
All I can do
That's
for
a guy.
now, because I used a spell. That's it. I do believe. Yep, that is totally it.
Okay. This guy is gonna run over and charge
Don't
at Nahon.
All
And he's
right.
gonna try to knock you onto the ground or prone as a bonus
All right.
action. I need you to roll an athletics check.
I believe defending it could also use acrobatics, so I will do that.
Yes, I think you can too. Oh yeah, you just bop, he hits you in the shoulder and you just catch your feet, and then as soon as you catch your feet, you look over and the axe just goes straight over your head.
Well.
As he just swings 2 attacks at you.
Parkour. Cool.
That was pretty dope. I'm not gonna say.
Parkour.
What's your AC? 15?
My AC? 15.
Okay, one of the strikes hits for 9 damage as the axe just you raise your forearm up and the axe just hits you. And the next one, he swings over to try to gut you with it, and you dodge back. And you continue fighting him as he just tries to swing wild. He looks like an angry brute. Marcus.
Yes. So Marcus is gonna just jump on between these two to hold. And he sees this guy burning up, so he strike it. Oh shit! Sorry.
Sorry, Hudson is having a nightmare. He came down. Sorry, hold on. Just give me a second.
No, Lesia, they don't care. I think they're busy fighting orcs that are smashing the fucking city up right now anyway.
Orc smash.
Sorry, he was just having a hard time. And he came up to me, and I didn't want to shut him down. What's up, guys?
All good.
Yeah, it's this guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the one above you?
Oh yeah.
What did you do? Are you half barbarian or am I tripping balls?
No.
Yeah, you're not.
I
Okay.
had it.
Yeah, dingus. You miss.
I have to fuck something.
It's okay. You've missed the first attack as you swing wide, and that orc just dodges it.
That is because he's running. He's burning. Stand still, you. Oh fuck.
You come around and you try to thrust. His axe just pats your hand away, and then he just gives you here.
I can't do anything about those.
No. The action surge, is that a bonus action?
No, it's free.
It's like a free action.
Second
Oh yeah,
wind.
like a
Okay.
thing.
Second wind is a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will yell at Dominicus. Shoot him! Oh my god.
Oh my
There
god.
you go.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna yell at to Dominicus. Shoot him to.
Isn't it a bonus action for command strike?
Yes, it is.
So you can use that as a bonus. Yeah. As an act. So here. Bonus action. You can ask Darminicus. You can yell for Darminicus.
I did.
And then as an action surge, you can pick up your weapon.
Okay. I'll do. Can I do both?
Yes, because like I said, you didn't use your bonus.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then I'll do that. I will shove him away with my shield and then pick up.
Yeah, you do that pretty quickly, and you yell, "Darminicus!" Darminicus, you hear him, and you are able to attack anybody.
He's in with Gadstock, right?
Yeah, I think so. So you have a free attack now, Darminicus, with his
shit.
command strike.
All right.
Nice.
With that free strike, I shall strike him.
Smite him.
Smite him.
At close range with your longbow.
Oh no, he's on that edge. I'm going based off the map.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he's 10 feet away from you. Don't worry.
All right.
perfect.
Perfect.
That's a 1v1, dude.
All right.
He's about to run up at you.
It's like 1v1, quick scope only on Rust types.
Yeah.
360.
Oh!
No! I thought I could.
You almost.
No.
I
hit it.
thought I could.
He didn't.
You gave me
didn't.
inspiration to use it.
He didn't use. If he didn't use
Good
Major,
up, blast him.
maybe. You're so close, bro. That could have fucked his day up. Bet.
Damn.
Especially because it would have added a superiority die to the damage.
That too. Man. Goddamn, Dominicus, you are like the one shot fucking
No.
master, bro. Oh my god. You pull it back, it just unleashes, and he just misses it by a hair.
Stay
He, like,
back.
By the
He
way,
kinda
I
then
gave
just
myself
looked at you with
three hit points because I forgot. Heavy armor master.
He kind of gives you this eerie smile as he grabs the staff, and like smoke begins to kind of trail behind him. It's like,
Oh. Okay.
just you and me.
I don't think so.
No, it's not you.
I know. People are coming. I'm done. And Dominican did damage, dude.
That's full damage.
Uh,
Plus Hunter's Mark would have hit.
1 point.
This guy is gonna run over and attack Mayette. She's gonna runs up and just tries to slash with his dagger. Does a 17 hit?
Unfortunately for him, no.
Oh, they both miss. Yeah, the both daggers just come in wild, and he just misses both strikes. This guy is gonna aim at he's gonna aim at Amari. He's gonna move over here and he's gonna shoot at him. Pew, pew, with both attacks. Does a 13 hit?
Yeah, just barely.
Oh yeah, he hits you for 5 damage, and then the second attack hits you for with a 17 for 6 damage. So 11 points in damage in total.
Okay.
So this orc is gonna attack Marcus.
Sir Marcus.
He doesn't.
The first attack, he swung and misses, and the second one came around and hits you in the leg for 20. Is it a 20 hit?
20
Yes.
hits, yes.
10
I have
damage
to
hits
cast
you in
this
the leg.
now, so I'm casting Warding Shield.
Oh.
I don't think it'll block all of it, but let's see. Just throw out my hands and say Protege Intibis, and I'll do it.
Very nice.
What is it? 3d4.
Roll that dice. Hey, let's just see what it is. Oh my god, you almost got it all.
I was standing there, just like kick up some dust with my foot, and I just shove the incantation forward at you. And it's just this blue wall just right in front of you. He smashes through and like splinters off into small blue like needles floating through the air. So the blade does like slash you a small bit, but you watch as those blue needles kind of like start spinning in the air and like they float over your head and behind you, and they start coming back towards Amari. And I will use my arcane ward to give myself temporary hit points.
I think with heavy armor master, it reduces.
Yeah, it reduces 3, so no damage.
Oh, nice.
That's crazy. That's
So-
some crazy ass shit. That's
What
just
happened-
right there.
Glances off your armor then.
What happened is I pushed the guy away, took my shield, and as I turned around, I saw this axe coming in, and then he smashes the blue dust, and it still came through it, but it just like bling on my armor. I look at
Nice.
Amari and nods.
Orc looks extremely confused. And with that, Amari, you take 2 arrows to your chest. You feel a little woozy after that.
Amari, he's gonna like reach up and he's gonna like place his hand over one of them, because one of them's like embedded in the shoulder and the other one's like over the right breast. He reaches up and kind of places his hand over the one on the right. He staggers for a minute, kind of trying to get his bearings, but he puts up his hand, and oh man, I'll cast. Oh man, I don't know. Okay, I'll cast Scorching Rays on. I'm gonna hit that guy once. I'm gonna try to hit this guy once behind Marcus, and then that guy that's on the other side. So the one that's next to Nahone, the one, and then the 2 that are flanking Marcus.
All right.
So you watch as there's like 3 magic missiles set up in the air, and as soon as Mari says Ignis, they like burst with fire and start going off their different. So that is a 20, 16, and a 13.
So the first one hits. Second
The
one
first one was on
hits.
that guy. Second one's on this guy.
Last one does not.
All right. So they basically just fly right through the air and hit their respective. And that is that. And I get my reaction back.
All
Oh
right.
wait, no, I don't have a potion. Never mind. I was gonna drink your potion. Never mind. I don't have one. I'm hurt. We out here feeling woozy.
Sorry. And the Perryton is gonna run over and try to attack Darmanicus.
Oh no, dude.
Amicus
Not a
is
good
really
day.
shitty.
Americus, jump from the tower.
Hold on, let me do the math on this.
Might have to, honestly.
Alright, I wasn't locked in place. I hit my thing and now I locked here. Is that fine?
That's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. It still is gonna. It's just gonna strike over, kind of swoop by. It comes over for a strike, and it misses just as it just flies right by, kind of trying to grab you, and then takes off back out again.
Would that be an attack of opportunity or no?
He doesn't have a melee weapon on him. If I'm correct, right? Does that count as a melee weapon? Not on ranged.
I only have ranged on.
Really, no axe? I thought you had one.
Well, yeah, but I don't have it equipped.
Yeah. I think you'd have to like have it in your hand. You know, then I would consider it to work.
Okay. All right. So Nahon's gonna.
Sorry.
So I can see Gadstock from this location, right? Because he teleported to a place here, or what?
I'd have to say, yeah, no, you guys would be able to see them. Yeah.
Well, you already said that Marcus has yelled up, "Shoot the bastard!" By continuity's sake.
Yeah. Okay then. We'll see what's going on. Kind of look over to Mari, Lesia, up at the tower where Dominicus is shouting. Kind of just grimace, kind of trying his best to throw off the guy who's harassing him, and I will use my bonus action to disengage. Try to get within that amount of feet of him. And I will reach out a hand, kind of like as if trying to grasp something, and I will say, "You will not ignore me, you ignore your sins. Let them drag you down into the ground and die!" As he needs to make me a wisdom save, Gadstock. Red?
Alright, I'd have to say you can see him. I think you can. Fuck it, yeah.
If not, I will literally just move around until I can. I got 40 feet of movement.
What's the save that he's gonna make it?
Wisdom.
Well, what's the number?
13.
Rolled a 16.
Yeah, as no one clenches his fist. Yeah, it would not take effect on Gadstock, and I've used that. Great, that's my action. Alright, so yeah, that's my action, bonus action, part of my movement. I'll just kind of move over here, and no, you know what? I'm gonna try to make some progress toward Gadstock, trying to climb up whatever ladder there is, etc. You said it'd take a full turn. Would it just take 2 turns of my movement then?
I'd say it would take the rest of this turn and your action for next turn. So you have a bonus action and movement.
Alright, fair enough. Even if I'm able to dash as a bonus action?
You're right, you're a rogue. You're fast as fuck,
Yeah.
boy. Yeah, it's
Alrighty.
different for you and you only, I guess. Because you
Yeah.
can do that.
Alrighty, I'm done.
You can bypass the rules like a little goofball.
A little shit, yes.
Alright. Darminicus, you're staring him down and he's looking at you. You can see he's a human, as like you've seen him up close.
So to move, so Dominic is staring him down with his bow. He starts shifting little bit to the left, tries to get him. Oops, sorry, wrong direction. His left to the edge. In case of anything, seeing it, despite being in fear for the man who just suddenly come up to him, he's going to fire twice at him.
Do it.
Oh gosh. Oh, okay. First attack. I'll make sure everything's good. All right.
Ooh.
That
So
hits.
Okay, so with the hits, the hunter's mark will be added onto it. And I'm going to apply the Colossus Slayer, which I can only use once per turn.
Okay.
All right. which is a D8.
Okay.
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 And then my second attack would be on him.
Do it.
Gosh, I hate doing this, but oh gosh. You failed me so many times. I'm no longer believing.
Honestly.
I am done.
Why
Oh,
is it
jeez.
so cruel?
As you fire, you fire and it just like it just goes over his face after he just takes the shot and he looks at you, just really angry now.
Let's see. Red, can you describe to me the top, like what's up here? I don't know if you can or not. Or if that takes.
It's a room, like an office and like kind of bedroom at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty wide. It's wider than this. It's probably like it extends probably about 10 more feet out, but there is like furniture and things, and there's another separate room that you can go into.
Okay. Can I actually, can I try and shift around, staying out of his not line of sight, from his attack range, to use like furniture as cover?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can use furniture to space your distance from him.
Here, I'm
Kind of
gonna move
back.
towards inside of the room.
Okay.
All right.
You do so to kind of hide yourself from his gaze, and he starts to move around the house and move around the building. Does that end your turn?
Yes, that will end my turn.
Lesia.
Alright. Lesia's gonna spin on her heel and attempt to impale.
Get him.
Ooh.
He just deflects it with his axe and looks at you.
Ooh,
Come
nope.
around. Blocks it again.
Kind of pissed. So I take a deep breath and blow fire right in his face.
There you go.
With my
That's the
bonus
way.
action,
That's the way.
DC 13 dexterity save.
Rolled
That's
an
got to get
18.
some of the aggression out.
Yeah.
This is really bad for you right now.
Alright,
Take half damage.
yeah, he takes
That's good.
half of 15. So
Oh wow. Okay.
Not bad.
and I position myself over this way a bit.
All right. You blow fire into him, and he just like kind of he puts up the blades in front of him, kind of blocking the flames. After a bit, kind of comes back. He's singed, and does that end your turn?
Yes, it does.
All right. This big guy over here is going to swing at Marcus.
Oh, he's gonna miss terribly.
I don't know. He has advantage, and yeah, he missed terribly. As like the
I told you.
and then he points over at this guy over here to attack Mayed.
Action surge.
He stabs. Gosh, a 17 does not hit Mayet as the knife just as you kind of like pat the knife away. This guy is really trying to stab you, Mayet.
All right then.
Gadstock is going to start walking throughout the apartment
Oh gosh.
until he meets. It's not an apartment. It's almost an apartment. No, it's what I think in my head.
It's like a Benny Hill kind
It's like a penthouse almost.
Bang him on the.
And as he steps into the room that you were in, he looks over at you. He's gonna cast. Pardon. He just lifts his hand up, and just like this green energy just shoots out. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution
Do it.
saving roll. Here it is.
This ain't gonna be good.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay.
Oh no. I'm waiting.
Why are you all so far away?
Well, I thought the high ground.
Ah,
Who tackles the high ground?
every
As like just this ray of like this green ray of energy just blasts out and like enters in your body, and you can just feel it just like kind of like pulsating through your veins.
Ugh.
You're poisoned.
Oh, man.
So that's 12 damage, right?
Yes.
Math time.
Oh wait, hold on.
Never good when the DM says that.
14. It's I get to roll a d4 with that as well. Sorry.
In that next turn,
No,
poison sludge
it
works.
hits, it pierces, and then you roll it. It's like it like shoots through things. It's weird. I don't know. And then but yeah,
So I'm
next
I'm
turn you'll
conditioned poison.
yeah you're only poisoned for a turn.
Okay.
So next turn you'll take the same amount of damage, which is 12, not the extra 2.
Oh shit. All right.
Yeah. And he's gonna just sit there and just kind of look at you as you're just like freaking out almost. Kind of like evilly
He's enjoying
or maniacally. Sorry, not evilly. Wow, my vocabulary. Alright, not yet.
Alright, seeing as this guy keeps trying to stab me in the face, probably do some of that. I'm gonna
He
reach
doesn't
out. I'm gonna snap my fingers right in front of him. It's a giant beam of light. It's gonna flash out and blind him.
Ooh.
Save.
Your charisma save.
Oh, he failed.
Good.
And he is a disadvantage. He just it just blinds him for a second. He's like, oh god.
Okay. Oof. Oh god. I hate all much. Oh. Let him attack. Start. There. Go ahead and take a swing with disadvantage. On.
Okay. You know, everybody, I think we can only finish this round, and then we'll have to wrap it up next week. I hate to do it, but it is getting really late for some of you, to the point where I don't feel comfortable continuing to too much. So we'll finish up this set around, and then we'll be okay.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry. I don't mean I told us that we wouldn't end a session on combat. It's just, circumstances. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to go a while.
You just say we win.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Could surrender.
I'm having so much fun with you guys trying to figure out what to do.
Haven't killed one single one.
You're going after the 2 toughest dudes. You've killed like 30 other dudes before this.
Get some fat loot from this.
This guy is now gonna rage in front of you, Leslie. He's like, ah! And he just swings and swings. Does an 18 and a 16 hit?
Both hit, yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome. They both hit for a total of 19 damage as you just get
Uh-oh.
slashed.
Uh-oh. How much does the first one do? Just
8. 8 points.
and the second one.
11.
Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit that.
11 points.
It's a lot of damage.
19 points of damage.
That's a
For
lot
2
of
attacks.
damage.
What are you thinking of?
God damn you. You and your spells.
I don't know. I'd waste my not waste it, but I would use my reaction. I don't know if I need it.
Do you?
Shit.
Do you need it?
Leslie, do you have a health potion?
I have one left.
Cool. You're fine.
So you're
Well,
not gonna
she's
turn
gotta-
it.
She's got to roll.
Yeah, she'll be alright.
I have to get hit again as well.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I am officially below the threshold to start.
I am below the threshold. Fuck.
Oh.
That's what I was.
Lock.
Yeah.
Attack.
I don't
Alright.
necessarily know that that's the case. So.
Okay, so Luck, he saw this guy shoot at Amari. He's gonna step in front of him. Block his attacks.
Fucking god, dude. You're taking on 3.
And then he's gonna swing at the one behind him.
Okay.
Dude,
Oh wow.
what's wrong? Somebody put oil on my sword or something?
Butterfinger.
Could you stop fighting with the
Okay, I'm
banana,
gonna-
please?
I'm gonna use
Rusts
my-
out again and he pats it away, just pa!
So
And
just
he-
turns into a
it-
noodle.
It goes a little further this time and he just.
Can I use my bonus to pick it up again?
No.
Yes. You say yes?
No.
Okay. Then I use my action to pick it up then. Can I use my
Spend your
action?
action.
Hold on.
So you'd have to spend your action again to pick it up next turn.
Okay.
That's why I said you used your action search, but you can only use that once every long rest.
You can punch him
yeah.
with your leftover attack.
Yeah, I would like to punch him in the face.
Punch. All right, roll.
You could also
attack.
trip, shove, grapple, whatever.
Crap, I could have used bonus action.
Oh yeah, you
Try to
could
prone
also
one. You could try to prone one.
Prone,
Okay.
grapple, shove.
Oh yeah, okay, then I'll throw in the same fucking guy.
All right, make an athletics roll. Well, you failed. You won because unless you roll on that one. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh gosh, double.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
So
you
It's happened to me
come
before.
over. You just pop him in the face with your shield, and he just collapses.
Yeah, with the edge of the shield.
He
Oof.
he is on the ground and now prone. And this guy, when Mayette moved. When did you move? What the heck? When did that?
Yeah, I
Oh,
was like, I was waiting. And something, I moved on I cast Dazzle, and then I moved, and then we jumped to Leslie. I was like, okay.
my bad. I didn't know you did
Maybe
that.
he
I'm
didn't
so
want to
sorry.
hit me.
It's okay.
Here,
it's-
he'll attack you, but with disadvantage.
Okay.
He misses because you freaking have a high, and he'll stay there for a second, kind of regain his balance. If he sees you run, he's gonna look over at Amari, and he's just gonna run over at him.
Uh-oh.
Sick.
He's gonna try to stab you.
No.
He's not.
Thank God I saved my
No.
reaction.
You just get to know.
I'd raise it up to a 17.
An 17. Wait, what? Your AC?
Yeah.
Your AC is a 17.
He uses shield.
Oh, okay. Then a 19 hits.
Oh my.
Great.
Mm,
That's the only one that hits. The first attack misses. And as you get stabbed, so it's 7 points of damage as he draws a blade just to dig it into your side.
I gotta add my temporary hit points.
That's good.
And also because I cast Shield, it's an abjuration spell, so I gain back. Hold on. I know it heals itself. I use this, yeah. When you cast an first level, it regains a number of hit points equal to twice the level of the spell. So Shield is a first level spell, so I get 2 back.
Hey.
Yeah, nice.
All right. And this guy is gonna shoot at Mayette as she walked into his view
Fine.
Which one?
and freaking missed the archer. And as he just fires, the
This one?
arrows just fly right by you.
Fire.
Yes, the archer.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage, right?
No, he's shooting at Mayette.
Yeah, but advantage because I'm 5 feet.
Oh, he's
The
prone.
person shooting at.
He's not shooting at you. When he's shooting at you, he gets disadvantage because you're
okay.
5 feet within him.
Okay.
And this guy is gonna swing. Oh, actually, no, he's prone. He's gonna try to get up, and he's gonna look at Marcus, and he's gonna swing at him. And it misses as you just dodge. As the big axe just kind of like makes this like weighted sound over you. Amari.
Well, first of all, because I just got fucking bitch slapped, Amari's gonna back up. I'll take that opportunity attack.
Okay.
Ooh.
You still have your shield?
No, it went away when I hit my turn.
He stabs you again for 5 points of damage.
Okay, the arcane ward is basically torn through some more, but it's still up. I'm gonna back up and I am going to cast let's see. I'm gonna cast Scorching Rays at that guy in front of me, the one that just attacked me. All on him.
Go ahead.
Can light him up.
Oh yeah, all of those hit.
17,
That's a lot of damage.
Oh,
23
Jesus.
damage total.
Wow. I wish I could hit that damage.
You can if you just can hit the target.
Well,
Just you extend your hands, just it hits like parts of his body, and he just like holds on to the burned parts. He just kind of collapses on his knee for a second. And as you do that, you
Alright.
hear the sky, this just screech. Amari. As it goes after him again.
Really scared me.
I know. I wanted to scare you. The Perryton just flies down and dives bombs.
He's just barely out of range for me.
Finally,
12.
the Perryton locks down onto your shoulder and just and attacks you with its claw for 9 points of damage.
All right. I am going to do my reaction. I'm
What's
going
your
to cast Hellish Rebuke at it.
Oh, okay. I was like, that shield. Please, let me hit you, please.
Please.
Please. Now 1, he takes all 6 damage.
end of the round.
And as it reaches the end of the round, we'll keep the turn orders and everything. We will continue it next week, guys. I am so sorry to end it like this.